Bam! Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls of all ages on YouTube, welcome to the second episode of the Basketball Talk with Lewis and my boy, my right hand man, D.
D
Jefferson in the
Jefferson,
building.
what's
That's
up?
right. That is right, man. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode one. I say thank you to everyone. Thank you to everyone who was a part of the first ever live stream. And like I said on yesterday's live stream, that me and D, were going to be back and show that Mavericks Clippers game. We are in pre-game mode right now. So we got Luka Doncic and Kristaps Porzingis dynamic duo against Paul George and Kawhi Leonard and their dynamic duo. So, and we got our first comment of the day. Shout out to my man Doug Banks saying, "What is good, y'all?" Doug Banks, what is good, my brother? I hope everything's going well with you. And we are excited about this game, man. And so, D, what do you think is going to happen in this game tonight? Like, what are your predictions on tonight's game? Like, how do you see this matchup, man? What are you looking forward to tonight's game?
Well, I'll tell you this. What's really good about this game is the fact that this may potentially be a playoff matchup, actually. And because Luka Doncic is balling out of control, I want to see what Luka Doncic plays with presumably the best team in the league, how he plays against them. You know what I mean? Also, we know that the Clippers are a defensively responsible team. So let's see what Luka Doncic does when he gets those long arms of Kawhi Leonard around him. You know what I mean? But Luka Doncic is a special player, man. So this is one of those things. Like I said, 60 games in the season, we could potentially see this as a matchup in the playoff, possibly. So we might be getting a playoff preview here. That's what I think. But as far as who I think wins, the way Paul George has been playing and the fact that both of these guys are going to be on the court, I would have to pull with the Clippers, but we shall see.
And just real quick, tonight's starting lineups for the game, you got Patrick Beverly, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Mo Harkless, and Zubac at the center position. For the Mavericks, you got Luka Doncic, Tim Hardaway Jr., Dorian Finney-Smith, Porzingis, and Dwight Powell. Mavericks come in at 11-5. The Clippers are 12-5, and both teams are actually on current win streaks right now. The Mavericks just won their last game against the Houston Rockets, and they, I believe, are on a 5-game win streak. And the Clippers are on I believe, 5-game win streak of their own. So they're playing really well. And, like D was saying, like I would love to see this as a potential matchup down the line, and the Mavs are pushing for a playoff spot. So I think it is definitely going to be a really, really nice atmosphere. I look for this game to have a playoff type atmosphere, just considering that the star power that the Clippers have and how deep they are. And like D said, man, they are defensively responsible. And Luka Doncic is playing out of his mind right now. I mean, this guy just recorded what? He's already recorded. He's the youngest player already to have 30-point, 10 assist games. He's had 4 of them, and he's not even 21 years old. That to me is amazing. Amazing.
Right. No doubt. No doubt. So shout out to my man Ness Mendoza in the building. What's up, Ness? And I got my man James Bryan in the building. What's up? Just hollering at some guys that checked in on my channel, guys. I appreciate y'all coming through. We're going to have some live commentary with my man Luis Valez. This is a joint show that we're going to start doing every Tuesday and Thursday. Basketball Live with Luis Velez and D Jefferson. So appreciate you guys coming through.
And shout out to the fellas on D's channel running and tuning in for this game. And we are at tip off, and we are good. And here we go. Start the game. Kawhi's got the ball in the post. Posting up. Pump fake, 3 pump fake, shoots a fadeaway, misses, clank. Here we go.
All right, rebound by Kristaps. Looks like Luka's going to bring the ball up, passes it off on the wing. Back to Luka up top. They immediately double team Luka Doncic. He passes it low out to the wing for corner 3 and miss. Rebound Clippers. Beverly brings the ball up. So this is pretty much what we expected. Oh, nice move by Kawhi. Nice defense. But Kawhi's arms are not long enough to snatch that rebound over Kristaps Porzingis. So,
yeah, I think I'm wondering. I think your stream might be slightly ahead of mine. Okay. Oh, it's Kawhi. Yeah, he just missed. Yep. Yeah, your stream might be ahead of mine for a little bit. Probably a possession ahead.
Okay, well, I'll just trail you on the commentary. So you go ahead and give the commentary, and I'll trail you.
All right, no problem. George shoots a three, hits. And so the Clippers have tied the game at 3 on my end of the stream. Oh man, yo, these streams are unbelievable. So Luka Doncic got the ball guarded by Patrick Beverley, guarded tightly. Luka spins off of him, gets it to the paint, shoots up, no good. Kawhi Leonard brings the ball up, goes coast to coast all the way. Beautiful pass to Zubac, and he scores, lays the ball in the basket. And this is going to be important. Can Zubac stay out of foul trouble? Let's look for that in the game because last game he fouled out in the last game that they played.
And that's going to be a tough call where you got Kristaps down there, and Marjanovic is also pretty devastating in the hole because he's so tall. So that's going to be important to see if Zubac can stay out of foul trouble.
Yeah, for sure, man. Here we go. Luka's got the ball. He's dribbling. He's on the right side of the key, being guarded by Paul George, so they had to switch. Okay. Gives it back to Luka. Got to get down with these player names. Luka's trying to dribble, trying to get around Paul George. Beautiful spin move. Beautiful pass to Dwight Powell and dunks it.
Nice. So my man Sin in the house. What's up with you, Sin? Appreciate you coming through, bro. Just a little basketball live with my man Luis Velez.
Beverly takes the ball, shoots the three, makes it. All right, Patrick Beverley with the 3-point shot. And he's talking trash already. Here we go. He's talking trash to Luka. This is what I'm talking about. This is old school basketball right there. Luka takes it all the way into the paint. Good job absorbing body contact, but just misses it right off the right side of the rim. Beverley scoop past to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard left-hand layup scoop and is good. And the Clippers are off to a 10-5 start, and we have an early timeout by Rick Carlisle. He's not liking what he's seeing. Clippers on a little 6-7-0 run, and we are on our first commercial break already.
Now, I think that was a good timeout by Rick Carlisle, guys, because one thing you cannot do is let Kawhi and these guys take off on a quick lead. And we do know which team is better defensively. You can't really tell at this point of the season which team is better offensively because Dallas has a lot of firepower. But defensively, we know that the Clippers are a better team. So that was an educated, good timeout by Carlisle. My man, Unrivaled Boxing Talk in the building. What's up, Unrivaled? Just drop by to hit that like button. Have a good one. I appreciate you, brother.
And ladies and gentlemen, once again, as you come in and you see me and D doing the commentary on this game, make sure you hit that like button as you come in. Subscribe to the channel if you're new, man. I appreciate everybody coming through on both streams, from mine and from D's channel at Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. And like I said, man, make sure you go subscribe to that man's channel, Speak Your Mind Sports Talk, if you haven't done it yet. If you haven't, you're slacking, and you're slacking badly because you really need to do it right now. Because D
What up, Jordan? And just like my man Luis Velez just said, all you guys, my basketball fans over here, go out and check out my man who I call the walking basketball encyclopedia, Lewis Football Basketball Wrestling Network. Go check him out, man. That man has definitely a good channel. I defer to his channel for some of my basketball knowledge. Some of those videos y'all see me dropping, I get some of that information from my man right here.
Exactly. And the best part about it is if you need to pick apart a brain, that's what you do, man. You want to learn history, you want to learn what's going on today, you either go to D, especially when it comes to the boxing, or you come to my channel for the basketball. And once again, all opinions are welcome as long as you bring the facts and you bring the knowledge right back to it. And that's what we do. That is what we do. So let's take a look at some of the comments that I have here. Shout out to Dub Banks. Shout out to Jonathan Deese in the building. Kawhi is loading less. We will see, man. We will see. I mean, because he is on that low management. Remember, he cannot play back-to-back because he's dealing with that knee injury, that denigrating knee injury. So that it might be an issue for him, especially I can't call him the best player if he doesn't play enough games. So that's going to be the most important thing. So, Dub Banks, since he's all in. Shout out to my man getting in the building, one of my true supporters, man. I appreciate you. He says, do you think we will ever see another three-peat? Kobe and Shaq Lakers were the last team to do it. I think this is going to be very difficult, and I think the key thing for championship teams is always about the fit. If your team
Whoa.
fits,
Okay, guys. So we just came back, and on the very first play, sorry to cut you off,
no
Luis, but
problem, man.
Luka Doncic got hit and took a hard fall, and
Oh,
he's
yeah.
grabbing his arm right now. So that is not a good sign for Dallas. He does get up and kind of shake it off, but you don't want to see a great shooter like Luka Doncic grabbing his arm earlier in the basketball game like that. And he just
Ooh.
barely missed that, made that free throw. It kind of rattled around. You know, some of these times I don't even like to look at the injuries because it just shows you how bad they twist their arm up, and it's just not good to see for these young players.
Yeah, and the worst part is this is your franchise player that you have. That's the most important thing. I mean, it's like you don't wish injuries on any player, but especially when you have a player that's not even in the prime of his career, just starting out, and he's been, amazing. And as we look at the advanced stats right here, Luka Doncic is second in assists. His points created, he's second in the league in creating points, and that's off of his assists. And he's second in the league in responsible points. So he's responsible for 55 points per game. That just tells you how important he is.
So Zubac gets the Paul George miss on the 3-pointer and drives it to the lane and scores. So we got a 5-point game, guys. Clippers up 5. It's 12-7. Nice stroke by Powell to answer with a 3-pointer. So it's 10, 2-point lead by the Clippers, and they tie Paul George up at the top. He kicks it out to Beverly. Beverly drives the lane back to Paul George from the top of the key. And a foul, I think it's a loose ball foul on Beverly. So the Clippers will maintain possession, 14 seconds put back on the clock. They're going to pass it in.
Oh, looks like my stream went out. Hold on.
Oh, okay. Well, I got you guys. So Jordan says OKC winning it all. My man James says, nah, Jordan, OKC not winning it all. I don't know, Jordan. I might have to agree with James there. I don't think OKC winning it all. So Beverly passes it in to Kawhi Leonard. Kawhi Leonard dribbles, step back jumper off, rebounded by Dallas. Luka Doncic bringing the ball up. Looks like Luka Doncic's arm is okay. So Doncic dribbles inside, off the glass for a nice score, tie game, 12-12. Nice drive and score by Luka Doncic. Paul George brings the ball up, passes it over to Zubac. Zubac over to Kawhi Leonard and fouled. So Kawhi Leonard was fouled by Smith. He kind of looked like he jumped on his back there. Yeah, these guys are not giving Kawhi Leonard any breathing space. Paul George with the 3-pointer from the wing drains it. So it's a 3-point lead, 15-12. My man Boxing Monster in the building. What's up, Monster? All right, guys. So 15-12. Clippers have the ball back. Kawhi Leonard dribbles it in the lane, shoots over top of Kristaps Porzingis, but missed. Zubac comes down with the rebound and missed the layup, but I think that was Zubac fouled on the putback. Or was that Zubac fouled? There's a lot of on there.
Let's see. I was able to get it on the crack stream, so I'm back on the live here. Okay. Let's see. Zubox, did he foul?
No, I think he got fouled, but it wasn't Zubac who got fouled. It looked like
Looks like it was Mo Harkless who got fouled.
It was Hawkins that got fouled on the putback.
I think
but he misses the first free throw, so it's still 15-12. Yeah, it was Hawkins. That looked like offensive interference. The ball looked like it was still in the cylinder, to tell you the truth.
I'm surprised they didn't call that because that should have been I'm surprised they didn't call
I'm
that.
surprised either because that was right in the cylinder. Intangible Boxing in the building. What's up, brother? Thank you for coming through. Make sure you guys hit that like as you come in. And if not, hit it on your way out. Oh, nice defense by Harkless.
Oh, nice block.
So one thing we do know about the Clippers, of course, everybody, Jaguar Black in the building. What's up? Just stopping by for a sec. I appreciate you, my man. One thing we do know about the Clippers is they're a defensive team unit, the whole unit. Of course, they have two of the best defenders in the league in Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. But when you take a look at these other guys, they're defensively responsible, their whole unit. And that's what makes them so good and it's going to make them dangerous moving through the season. So Kristaps goes 1 for 2 at the free throw line. So it's a 2-point game, 15 points to 13 points. Clippers lead by 2. Paul George at the top of the key, dribbles around. Okay, foul. I think that was a foul on Zubac. And this is what you were talking about earlier, Luis.
Mm-hmm. Well, looks like he got fouled on the play. No, yeah, he got fouled on. Yeah, so he got fouled on the play on the lob pass from PG. But I was saying with Zubac, I think like when he's on the floor, he gives you a lot of effective minutes. I mean, he has the ability he sets really good screens. He rolls to the rim. He can block shots, but the key thing is he does have a propensity to foul. So that's why it's important that the Clippers get themselves another big because he can't stay on the floor if he's constantly committing fouls, which is one of Porzingis' problems because he's very good at blocking shots with his timing. He has very good timing when he blocks a shot right, but he also has a tendency to pick up fouls too. So that's one of the things and it's kind of difficult for a big man, especially when you try to go straight up. But they get called for that a lot.
Yeah, they do. So Luka Doncic with the nice pass to Hardaway Jr. in the corner for the corner 3, and Hardaway drains it. So now we have a 1-point game, guys. 17-16. Clippers up by 1 point.
By the way, ladies and gentlemen, let me know who you think is going to win this game in the comments, man. Let us know who you think is going to win. Who do you have, doing something tonight, man? So, let us know what you guys think. Who's going to show up and who's going to show out. Beverly's got the ball, dribbles into the lane, tries a scoop layup, misses, tapped out to Luka Doncic, who brings it up to Hardaway. Hardaway dribbles left, goes to the basket, and scores. And one.
Nice drive. How you doing, Santos? Santos Ramos in the building. What's up, Santos Romo? My man, appreciate you coming through.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Tangible Boxing. Appreciate you guys. James Bryant, my man right here in Columbus with me.
And look at that, ladies and gentlemen. My man Josh the GOAT is in the building. What is going on, Josh?
What's up, Josh? Thanks for coming to check us out, brother.
Josh is the man right there.
So Marjanovic just checked in the game. Kristaps out. And Tim Hardaway hits the 3-pointer. So Dallas takes the lead by 2. I'm sorry, the second free throw. So Dallas takes the lead by 2, guys.
Looks like Lou Will is checked into the game. Well, with Montrezl Harrell, what a duo those guys have been. Montrezl with the ball set to screen. Paul George bumps Hardaway, shoots the 3, and he scores it. And the Clippers go back up by 1 on that 3 by Paul George while Hardaway gets knocked down. Luka's got the ball. He dribbles left. Oh, beautiful Euro step, but just couldn't finish. And Porzingis will try to follow through, but it looks like he got fouled. Or was it Luka who got fouled? It looks like the foul is going to be on Harrell, and Luka is going to go to the free throw line. Paul George tried to swipe the ball, but he apparently got late on the help on the weak side. And Luka's at the free throw line.
So my man Keem Got Game just stepped in the building. What up, Keem and Hybrid just stepped in the building. Appreciate you guys coming through. Josh the GOAT and Gideon, I see you guys. Duck, I can see you guys. I appreciate all of you guys on both sides coming through to check us out every Tuesday and Thursday. Make sure you catch my man Luis Velez, D. Jefferson. We're going to be doing this at 8:30 or whatever time that game starts. Sometimes they might start like now at 8:30. Sometimes they might start at 9. But we're going to bring that live basketball talk to you. And my man James says, since we're on commercial, guys, let me get in the chat here. All right, D, I meant to tell you, you called that fight right, too. That's right. Wilder, man. Earlier and often, baby. Earlier and easier. That was a good fight. That was a good fight.
Yes, it was. And let me check in the comments real quick. Josh says, what is up, everybody? Everything is all good. Josh, man, I hope everything is good with you. He says, Hardaway, where has he been at the last few seasons? Here's the crazy thing about Tim Hardaway. Tim Hardaway is a very talented player. I just feel like he doesn't take advantage of the tools that he has. And I feel like sometimes it's a little bit of work ethic, and then it's just about, to me, maturation. And I feel like even with the talent he possesses, he hasn't really blended it in terms of like IQ. Like he's still, he has this tendency to take bad shots. He's not the best defender when he can be, because he's capable of being a very good defender and being a valuable player. I thought he was going to be really something for our Knicks, but and he showed the flashes, but he was never really able to put it together. And then I thought he turned the corner when he went to Atlanta when he had a career season, but then kind of came back and digressed right back down to earth when he came with the Knicks, especially when they tried to make him the number one guy when he was not fit for that role.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. And my man Boxing Monster just stepped in the building. He said, what's the score? The score is 19-17, Boxing Monster. Dallas Mavericks are up by 2, but we're on commercial right now. And James said to you, Luis, yeah, he doesn't think I didn't think he was a good player too, Luis. So that was from my man James Bryant said to you, Luis.
And tell him I said what's up, and tell him thanks for pulling up to that live stream, and that I agree with him, man. Because like I said, I mean, he's son of former all-time great Tim Hardaway, who should be in the Hall of Fame in my opinion. People don't understand that in and out crossover he used to do, put defenders on skates, and what a great player he was. Doesn't get enough player. And so, ladies and gentlemen, they're looking at the double trouble. Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are each averaging 25 a game. That's 50 apiece. They're averaging 7 rebounds combined when you average it out, about 5 assists, and both guys are shooting at about the same clip at 44%. The Clippers are 5-1 with Paul George in the lineup. It just tells you his impact on the game. He adds scoring, and he adds his defense.
So Santos was a little bit ahead of my stream. And the score was 20-20 at the time. It's all good, Santos. But now it's 23-21. Clippers took the lead back.
On another Paul George 3. Lucas got the ball. Defended by Pat Beverly. Gives it to Tim Hardaway Jr. He almost traveled. Jumps back up. Gives it to Porzingis. Porzingis gives it right back. Being guarded by Paul George. Faces a slight early double team. Porzingis with a step back 3. Well, I shouldn't say step back. More like a fade back 3. And ball goes out of bounds. It's Clippers ball.
All right. Patrick Beverly brings the ball up court. Analyzing the offense. Passes it over to Paul George for the quick 3. Paul George looks as if he got the foul on that 3-point shot. Nice leg kick out by Paul George to draw the contact and get the foul. What they're going to check for to see if his foot was on that line. It was actually close, so I'm not sure if it's a two-point shot or a 3-point shot, but he will go to the free throw line.
I mean, if you're Paul George, I mean, that's a smart thing that you did right there, because you baited the referees into making that call. And remember, whenever you're the aggressive player, you're going to get the share of the whistle, especially because the referees are looking at that and they're just saying, wow, he's getting a lot of hits. Players getting a lot of contact. And the thing is, Tim Hardaway did have hand on body, so it's going to be a foul. But when you add that extra, when you sell the call, it's going to make the refs blow that whistle even better. So that's the key. So we're looking at Paul George stats right here. He's a 6-time All-Star, 2-time All-Defensive First Team, and he got traded a day before my birthday. How about that? July 10th to the Los Angeles Clippers. I feel special right now.
The brother Steph Curry checks into the game. Steph Curry checks into the game, and it was a 3-point shot. Paul George drains the last of 3 shots And Seth Curry is in the game now for the Dallas Mavericks. Stolen by Patrick Beverly. 2-on-1. Paul George with the dunk inside. 28-21, 7-point lead. All right, that's that Clippers defense we are used to. Nice move by Paul George. Nice dunk. Look a little bit Jordan-esque there.
Yeah, he did. He did.
And there's another steal by the Clippers. Paul George tanked the shot, though. But the Clippers maintain possession, and another is stolen back by the Mavericks. Luka Doncic brings the ball down, drives the lane, and he gets tied up. Kicks it back out to Hardaway, it looks like. And a foul called on Green.
Yeah, JaMychal Green being a little over-aggressive right there. He only had to use his body. He didn't need to use his hands. Once you start using your hands and not your feet, they always say with defense, use your feet, not your hands.
Yeah, he wrapped Luka Doncic's arm up real clean there. I don't know what he's complaining about.
Yeah, that's the one thing that I don't understand about these players. Yeah, I don't know if it's just me, D, but it's like these players complain about a lot of obvious calls, man.
Right. I mean, you just wrapped his arm up and basically snagged him. Hey, Luis, let me ask you this. Have you heard anything about Landry Shamet yet? His injury?
I have not heard anything about his injury. I know he did get injured last game too. But I'm gonna try to find the details on that. To try to see what's going on with him, unless they haven't really reported anything. So I don't know. But Landry Shamet, we always talk about the Clippers in terms of their shooting. They definitely could use him, definitely on their team down the line because they do need shooting. Excuse me, especially if they want to make a deep playoff run. You do need that depth. It's very important.
That's a fact. So Harold gets the ball, and Marjanovic gets in front of him and stops him. Harold with the pullback shot missed, rebounded by Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic will bring the ball up. Luka at the top of the key, defended by Patrick Beverly. Moves off the screen, got JaMychal Green on him. Dribbles around Green, throws it to the wing outside, back inside to Marjanovic, mismatch on Harold. And Marjanovic misses the short jump hook, but stolen back by Doncic for the long three. Doncic misses the long three and stolen again. Wow. This looks like Clippers basketball, but it's the Dallas Mavericks that's playing that defense. Great defense by Dallas.
Yes, indeed. But I think both teams are getting a little careless with the basketball right now, though. I can really tell. Both teams are playing defensively. I think the Clippers have played slightly better on the defensive end, but they're getting sloppy with the basketball too. And here's one thing in the last game that I noticed. The Clippers have a lot of guys who can make plays, but it's a dangerous thing when you have to start having your role players having to do a little one-on-one too much because then it starts to take your stars out of the game. So what you want to do is still kind of implement that team concept and not get away from it, especially when the games are tight. Because you're going to need that. And I mean, at the end, you do tend to go one-on-one, to always try to get, because you put the ball in your best player's hands, especially guys who are closers, but you still want to try to keep the team because those kind of habits can be bad, especially throughout the course of a game.
No doubt. So DeLon Wright drains both the free throws and closes the score to 28-25, 3-point lead. And that's just a missed shot by Lou Williams, who just checked in the game. So Dallas will bring the ball back with down by 3 points. DeLon Wright brings the ball up, dribbles into the lane, gets tied up, passes it out to Luka Doncic, back to Wright on the wing. Wright dribbles in the hole again, passes it back up top to Luka Doncic. Now Luka Doncic with the step back three and off, rebounded by looks like JaMychal Green. Lou Williams brings the ball up, passes it out on the wing to Green. All right, guys. So Dallas is playing actually very good defense. Harold with the short jump hook inside, miss, rebounded by Luka Doncic. That's like Luka Doncic's 5th rebound already, guys, in the first quarter. Looks like he's working on another triple-double.
And right now the Clippers have a
So
4. No, I'm sorry, G. Go ahead.
Go ahead, my man.
No, I was just gonna say that the Clippers have a rebounding edge right now, just slightly 14-10. Let's see. Steph Curry's got the ball. My stream might be behind, but I'm still just gonna try to do it the best I can right here. Steph Curry's got the ball, dribbling. Nice little screen by Boban. Looking. Gets the ball, dribbles. Nice pass. Shoots a 3. Miss. Can't hit. Offensive rebound, Doncic. He puts it up, puts it in, and a foul. Oh, wait. Is it an offensive? Oh, no. They called an offensive foul. Yeah, they called an offensive foul on Luka.
Luka better calm down. Look like he's ready to get teched up there. So Lou Williams will bring the ball up. Luka need to calm his nerves there, man.
Oh, he's hot. Oh, yeah, he's hot, man. He look like he's about to send the European mob right now with the way he's going on. He better chill. He better cool his jets before he gets a technical.
JaMychal Green with the long 3, 31-25. 6-point game, guys. Clippers up.
Like I said, this Clipper team is going to be scary once they get their chemistry. And I think on both ends of the floor, even though they're still lacking some shooters and a big, their defensive chemistry is going to be incredible. You're going to see them put up some real nice defensive stats as the season moves along.
So Jalen Brunson drives the lane there, and he loses control, but luckily he pulls the foul, so he'll go to the line for 2. Shoots up the first free throw, and he drains that, so he brings the score down just a tad.
I like Jalen Brunson. He's a very good player. Very good player.
Yeah, yeah.
The man's got a solid one. The man's got a solid player.
Both of the free throws, and it's now a 4-point game, guys. Lou will bring the ball up, 31-27. Lewis, you can take over right quick. I got a good thing we're not in the stadium because I got to use the bathroom. I'll be right back, brother.
No doubt. All right, so we got 10 seconds, 9 seconds left. Lou Williams brings the ball up. I'm just going to do it for my live stream. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, still dribbling. Good screen by Harrell. Pulls off for 3, shoots it, and he strains it. Lou Williams, sweet Lou with the 3. And that'll be the end of the first quarter, where we have the Mavericks down by 7. Clippers up 34-27 at the end of 1. That was actually a very good first quarter, man. That was very exciting. So at the end of 1, ladies and gentlemen, it is Clippers 34, Dallas Mavericks 27. And while D is taking care of business, I just want to say once again, ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't done it yet, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you like the video, and make sure you share the content. Make sure you're sharing the stream with the LBFWN and my main man, D Jefferson. So what I wanted to talk about real quick is you have 2 of the best benches in the NBA. The Clippers are the number 1 scoring bench in the NBA at 53 a game. The Dallas Mavericks are 3rd in the league at 43. So both benches very deep. So, and you need a deep bench to be able to win championships, especially in this modern NBA, more so than not. It wasn't the case with the Warriors because their bench was kind of depleted in 2018 as compared to 2017, 2016, and 2015. They had more deep. Those benches were a little more deeper, especially the first 2 times they went to the finals. But it's important to have a deep bench if you're going to win a championship. A bench is vital. So if you're going to go deep. Let's see what's going on in the chat, what is going on in the building. And we are on commercial break. Let me get to this. All is good on my end. Thanks for asking, Josh the GOAT. How are things with you guys? Everything is good, man. Just the fact that you're here, I appreciate you, man. Thanks for coming through as always, Josh, my man, Josh the GOAT. Gideon says, do you think the Suns, Mavs, or Wolves make the playoffs? I remember you asking me this question yesterday, bro. I said that I'm more leaning towards the Mavs and the Suns more than I am the Timberwolves. So to answer your question, it's Suns and Mavs for now. Even though the Suns are struggling a bit, I think they'll find their footing again and get their second win, and they'll be on their winning ways again. I mean, remember, this is the first time that they're actually really the first time that the Phoenix Suns have actually played some winning basketball, even though we're only 16 games into the season. And with the Dallas Mavericks, they're off to a very good start now. The key thing is, are they going to be able to sustain it? We don't know, but I think they're definitely going to be in there, man. And is there any team that I hate in sports? The Red Sox. I respect them, but I can't stand the Boston Red Sox. Especially, it's a rivalry thing when it comes to us.
I don't want to butcher your name, so I'm gonna just say my man Ban just stepped in the building. What's good with you? Appreciate you coming through, my man. So it's a 7-point game, actually a 9-point game now. The Mavericks are down by 9 points, and a foul just called on. Looks like the foul was called on Robinson.
Was it an offensive? So there was an offensive foul.
No, it was a defensive foul. So Marjanovic with the ball at the top of the key. Pass it off to Jalen. Jalen passes it off. Oh, stolen by the Clippers. Harold will bring the ball up on the fast break. Dribbles right into Luka Doncic. Out on the wing. Lou Will with the ball and foul by Marjanovic.
I give the Clippers a lot of credit in this game. They're really being very active defensively with their hands. They're moving their feet very well. Dallas looks a little bit, they've tried to match them and give them credit. They're playing hard, but the Dallas looks a little bit overmatched right now with what the Clippers are doing.
Yeah, Luka Doncic is. Lou Williams is way too fast for Marjanovic. That's a total mismatch, though. They should have switched on defense when Luka Doncic. When Lou Williams went around that screen, they should have switched on defense because that's a total mismatch for Marjanovic. He's not going to be able to keep up with Lou Williams.
Yeah, for sure.
So Williams misses the first free throw, but he drains the second one. So it's a 10-point lead, fortunately for Dallas. They don't need to let the Clippers get too far away from them.
That's true. The Clippers are doing a good job moving the basketball. I have to give them a lot of credit. And I think that they're going to get more offensively comfortable, as the season goes along. I really think that by about 50 games, they'll be able to find their footing as long as they stay healthy.
Yeah, and that's the key. Talking about, so guys, going into the break, it's a 12-point game, 27-39, Clippers ahead. But talking about injury, man, that's a nagging injury. That is Kawhi Leonard still having a problem with that knee?
According to him and according to a lot of people, yeah, he is dealing with. They said it's a degenerative knee injury that he's been dealing with. So it might be some kind of form of. I know he's dealing with this. It's supposed to be on his patella tendon, so that's the issue that he's dealing with. And people are concerned that they don't know if he's going to play that long because he's dealing with a knee injury, and they don't think that he'll be able to play for many years if that's going to be the case, especially if you have to load manage every single year, if that's really the only way. But let me tell you this, though. There's another guy who played many years but almost didn't last long in the NBA himself. You know who that is? That would be the great Tim Duncan. He played 19 years in the NBA, but he played with a lot of injuries. And that's why you have to really thank Greg Popovich. Even though Tim Duncan's numbers regressed, his career, he had a long career. So he played with longevity, but that was because Pop was able to save him. Or else we probably wouldn't be talking about Tim Duncan as one of the top 10 greatest players of all time. So it stinks for Kawhi, but that's what we're at right now.
But it's like I always say, availability plus durability equals eligibility. And with that being said, this is why players like Kawhi can be very talented, but if you can't stay on that floor, You're not going to catch the Kobe's and the Kareems and the Michaels and the Magic Johnsons because they were on that floor to play and continue to play and get there to the championship. I do respect these guys, you know, with the load management, such as what Popovich did with Tim Duncan, but we see where Tim Duncan ranked. Now, a lot of people may have him somewhere in the top 10, but he's definitely not up there with Magic, man, Jordan, you know, Kareem. And you got to be there. You got to be on that court, man.
No, definitely for sure. So let me see real quick. Gideon says, "Who's your favorite sports commentator, analyst, or broadcaster you like listening to?" If we're talking current,
mine is Luis Valez. So check him out every chance you get.
You know what? Now that I hear that, mine's a Speaking My Sports Talk. There we go. So there we got that one.
We taking over this thing.
Oh yeah, that's right. I told you we the new Marv Albert and Kevin Harlan, man. Ain't nobody like this duo.
All right, guys, we're coming back off the break, and right off the break, Seth Curry drains the three, so he'll bring that 12-point lead back down to 9. Lou Williams brings the ball up. He's working DeLon on the wing. Lou Williams with the step back jumper. He misses. Rebounded by Jalen. At the top of the key, kicks it over to number 42. Who is that, Luis? Apologize. I don't know his name on Dallas Mavericks.
Number 42. Let me see. No, Dwight Powell's number 7. Brunson's 13.
Robinson.
Yeah, let me see. I'm trying to. If I could just get a close up of his name real quick.
So Lou Williams hits the 3 and drives it right back up to 12.
I'm gonna find out right now who is number 42 for the Mavericks. Let me look real quick.
So, guy, Kawhi's back in the game. Kawhi's working the 3-point line, steps back, hesitates, kicks it out to Harrell. Harrell over to Lou Williams, back to Kawhi in the hole, and Kawhi dunks in the hole. So it's 14-point lead, 44-30 by the Mavericks. The Mavericks are down by 14, guys. This is no good for the Mavericks. They can't allow this. So Robinson brings the ball up court. Passes it over to, I think that's Gruder he passed it to. Steps back for the 3, misses. Seth Curry takes it inside for the layup. Nice driving layup by Seth Curry. And it looks like Robinson's down at the other end. So it's 5-on-4, guys. Lou Williams takes advantage into Harrell. Harrell in for the easy layup, 46-32. And I believe that was a long 2 by Seth Curry for the long 3, short. But Dallas gets the rebound. Looks like Powell came down with it. Zubac faced the shot, passes it off, and a foul call. Looks like an offensive foul on. Yeah, man, they're going to have a problem with this guy in these fouls, man. Going to have to calm down.
Yep. And the player that you was talking about, D, that's number 42, that's Max Kleber. That's who that was. I knew that was I had some kind of feeling that it was probably him, but I just had to make sure because it's like there's a lot of these guys who I haven't seen on the floor as much. And the beautiful thing about looking at these streams is I get to see these guys more often because these guys are out of market. So, it's a blessing to know that we could see these games more often and, get a chance to learn about some of these players, especially when you get to see them kind of week to week.
My man Ty Legacy just stepped in the building. He said, D, how many effing hats you got, bro? I got a gang of hats there, Ty. A gang of hats, brother. That's, I'm a hat collector, I shall say.
Oh, man. And before anything, man, shout out to Mr. D Holloway, too. I haven't seen him in a minute. What is good, bro? Hope everything is good with you, man. Thank you for coming through to the stream. He says, what's up, my dudes? What is up with you, man? Hope everything is good, man.
So Seth Curry with the foul on Lou Williams, and it's a loose ball foul, 22 seconds on the clock. Dallas Mavericks are down by 14 points, 32-46. Clippers bringing the ball in. Nice pass to the inside to Lou Williams, and he kicks it right back to Kawhi Leonard for the easy layup. So doesn't seem that the Dallas Mavericks defense is up to par right now. We know that the Clippers are a very responsible defensive team, and if you're going to have a shootout against a defensive team like that, you're probably not going to win. And this is why Dallas is finding themselves down 14 points, because their defense is kind of off.
And also, if you just looked at that last play, that was a beautiful set play by Doc Rivers that he just did. And Doc Rivers is one of the masters at inbound plays. So you need to watch out for that. Doc Rivers has been known historically. He was even doing it in Boston with the big three with Paul Pierce, KG, and Ray Allen, with those guys. He's very good at drawing plays from out of bounds, and he has a lot of credit. And so let's look at the comment real quick on my streaming end. Doug Banks says, he's talking about Seth. Curry should know how to play the Clippers, don't they? Look, it's a whole family. You got Austin Rivers, Doc's son, with the Houston Rockets. Seth Curry just married Doc's daughter, so it's a whole family affair going on, man, isn't it? Doc is taking a lot of L's right now, man. He took one from his son. He's kind of taking one from his new son-in-law, Seth. Got your kids serving up hot L's right now, man. So,
yeah.
Doc Rivers, you gotta be better, man. You gotta be better, bro.
So while we on a commercial, guys, again, I appreciate everybody coming in. We're going to be doing this every Tuesday and Thursday. I want to keep reiterating this, guys. My man Luis Velez, D. Jefferson, Basketball Live. We're going to give it to you. And on the days that we're not doing live comment, we're going to bring you updates, trades, injuries around the league. We're going to make this a regular show so that you guys can tune in and keep up with what's going on in the basketball world.
And just to follow up, ladies and gentlemen, like D. Jefferson says, on Tuesdays, we will be catching on my live stream on my StreamYard. And on Thursdays, we will be on D's live stream on his StreamYard. So that's how it's going to go. And depending on what happens, we will be filling each other in. But the key thing is we want to make this like a TV show, and we will try to be consistent for you guys. And if you haven't yet, as my thumb shows right here, make sure you, not only on D's channel, but on mine, you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like the video and make sure you share this video, folks. It don't get any better than our two channels, man. We are doing something big on here. Looks like the game is back.
That's funny how our streams keep. You're back in the game already?
Yeah.
Our stream is getting off. I'm gonna refresh mine and see if I can catch up with you.
Okay, so in the meantime, while D tries to refresh his stream, Luka dribbled the ball down into the paint, and the foul was called on Magruder, and Luka Doncic got an N1. Good patience by Luka right there. Was able to force his way up with that shot and was able to get the bounce. Luka is at the free throw line. I'm digging those Mavs jerseys, but I kind of feel like they low-key kind of copying off the Timberwolves, but that's neither here or there. Anyway, Luka's free throw is good, goes out and in again, gets a nice bounce. Magruder brings the ball up, being guarded by Luka Doncic. Jermichael Green getting ready to set up a slip screen. That was a slip. Couldn't he set the screen? Kawhi Leonard in the post on the right wing. Gets deep into the paint. Good post up. Good defense right there by all the way. He goes up. Kawhi Leonard posts up. Good move. Spin with the right hand, and he scores. Clippers are up 15, 50-35. Here comes Luka once again. Brings the ball up the court. Being guarded by Magruder. Luka just drives right by him. Euro step. Beautiful pass on the corner. And he scores and hits the three. And I need to know who number 10 is. Can we show that jersey? I'm afraid not. So Lou Williams with a beautiful pass. And it gets picked off by Dwight Powell. And we
number 10 is Finney Smith for the Dallas Mavericks.
Oh, Finney Smith. Right. Yeah. I got to get these players' names down, Pat.
Yeah, well, me too, bro. But we got each other's back.
Facts.
So while it was I would refresh my screen if I was you, bro. I think you like 2 plays behind me,
Oh,
but
really?
Kristaps Porzingis just kicks the ball out of bounds. Prior to that, Dallas did score, so it's 50-33.
I just did. I just refreshed. Okay, kind of buffered. There we go. That's the problem too, though. When it starts to buffer, then it slows down, and then you're kind of behind. That's the thing.
Right.
But yeah, think I'm up to par now. All right, let's see. Georgia's got the ball. Kawhi Leonard comes off a curl, gets it up top, sets another screen. Looks like a double screen is set right there by Georgia and Harrell. That's interesting. But he gets double teamed in the paint, has to kick it back out to Paul George. Paul George pulls up for a deep three and misses. Rebound Luka Doncic. And Luka's been rebounding the basketball. He's almost got 10 rebounds, and we're not even done with the first half. Luka tries a lob to Porzingis, gets broken up by Harrell. Nice defensive play. He dribbles it all the way to the court, goes coast to coast, misses the layup. Look at the tap out by Doncic. What effort on the rebound. And Luka takes it all the way to the paint. Nice pass by Powell, but he was not ready for that pass. Clippers have a 4-on-1. George pulls up for three, misses. I thought he could have got a better shot than that. They had a 4-on-1.
Yeah, and Luca has the ball now at the top of the key, dribbles around Harold, steps back for the shot and fouled by Jermichael Green. So I will say this, man, both of these teams are not protecting the ball well. Both of these teams seem to be a little sloppy with the ball right now. And, you know, with Dallas having being down the way they are, that probably doesn't serve them well. I'm not saying that either team should be turning the ball over, but the Clippers can afford to do that a little more with that extensive lead they have. Dallas needs to do what they can to take care of that ball better and you know, get a little better transition play in there. If they get the steals, because they've stolen the ball 3 times, but they couldn't capitalize off of that. So you can't be down 17 points and, you know, not being able to capitalize off that steal, those steals. That's how you get back into the game.
That's right. And what I'm noticing from the Clippers is that at least, like D. Jefferson was saying, they can afford it because they've been up by double digits. But the key thing is they're playing defense. So even with the turnovers, they're playing defense. The Mavericks are not defending. And even when they've gotten on the fast break, a lot of their turnovers have been as a result of them not being alert. So the fact that they're not being alert, I mean, you give the Clippers credit on defense, but some of the transition plays where they could have scored. I mean, just look at that last play with Luka. He passed it right back to Powell, and Powell was not ready to catch that pass. And the Clippers took advantage taking that turnover. So, you know, you really got to pay attention when you have an opportunity to score. And, you know, like I said with the Clippers, man, when you have numbers, when you go have a 4-on-1 advantage, it's almost a slap in the face and embarrassing when you don't score because you have one defender back and he can't cover every player. Okay? Unless you're Inspector Gadget or you're Mr. Fantastic, Reed from Fantastic Four, there's no way you'd be able to cover. So you got to convert on those.
For sure, for sure. So, um, you know, if you know, just the first free throw put up by Doncic on the line, he drained it. So now it's down to an 11-point game, guys, 50-39. Mavericks they're trying to claw their way back in, but as I said, they got to protect that ball. Luka with the second free throw, he drains it. So it's a 10-point game. So they drive that 17-point lead down to a 10-point lead. Mo Williams brings the ball up court, dribbles it at the top of the key. Luka Doncic is on him. Kawhi Leonard has Finney on him. Turnaround jumper, step back. I think Finney got a piece of that ball. Good defense by Finney. And steal by Paul George. That's that Clippers defense, guys. Patrick Beverly takes the three, but gets the rebound. And Luka Doncic with the silly foul. He knows it himself. He kind of puts his head down and, you know, curses himself out for that one. That was a bad foul by Luka Doncic.
And once again, the Clippers defense making themselves permanent, man. George has the ball. Cross-court pass to Jermichael Green, has to give it back out to Lou Williams. Zubac sets the screen. Lou Williams dribbles in and out, takes a fadeaway, and gets the ball, goes out and in.
Shooter's touch. Shooter's touch is what they call that, guys.
Yep, that's right. 52-40, Clippers up 12. Clippers outscoring the Mavs off the bench 18-9 already. And I told you with the benches, the Clippers and the Mavericks are first and third in bench points respectively in the NBA. Mavericks number 3 in bench points. Clippers lead the league. Michael Green shoots the 3, can't hit. Rebound Porzingis, gives the ball to Luka Doncic. Luka brings the ball up, being guarded by Paul George. Luka with a stutter step move, and wow, had a clear lane to the basket, and he looks to be very upset.
By Paul George. I think that was actually a good foul by Paul George because the defense hadn't gotten a chance to get down there. That was a clean shot by Luka, and here's where the foul was smart by Paul George, guys. They got a 12-point lead, and Luka Doncic is the player that you don't want to get hot. So I think that was kind of a wise foul by Paul George. Sometimes it's good to take a foul, not to let a player like that have a clear shot to the lane, because these players like Luka, once they see that ball go in, it could cause a momentum shift. So good foul by Paul George to slow Luka down and make him earn it from the charity stripe.
If there's one guy that you don't want impacting this game, it is Luka Doncic, because once he puts his impact on the game, the rest of the Mavs feed off of his play. So that's key. You don't want to get him going. He's been a little frustrated. You want to keep him that way. But he's got 15 points, and he's been to the line 11 times already. So,
wow. So Lou Williams comes right down court, throws up a 3-pointer, and is back up to a 13-point game. That's a lot of offense they have on the floor right now, guys.
Luka dribbles the ball. Porzingis, little fake, shoots a 3, short. Offensive rebound, Kleber. Luka shoots a 3, no good. Looks like Porzingis was trying to draw a foul, no call. Mo Harkless dribbles the ball, gives the ball to Jermichael Green. Good job cutting to the basket, and he scores. And the Clippers are up with a 15-point lead, back up to 15. And the Clippers win in the paint battle, plus 10, 14-4 in the paint. Dallas settling for jump shots right now. Porzingis on the pick and pop, shoots off the glass, and can't get the shooter's roll.
In and out.
Here comes Lou Williams, screen by Zubac. He's dribbling the ball. Nice pass. Good pass by Zubac. Harkless for 3. Can't hit. Offensive rebound, Paul George, and no call, no foul, no harm. What's going on there? Luka brings it up off the pass from Porzingis. Good job by Mo Harkless on the tap out of bounds to prevent a score.
That's that Clippers the defensive unit. Alistair 49 steps in the building over here. He says, "What's up, D. Lewis? What up, Alistair? We streaming on both channels. This is a partnership that Lewis and I started up. And we're gonna rock like this every Tuesday and Thursday at 8:30. Alistair, giving you some live basketball talk."
And Porzingis misses another 3. Lou Williams, beautiful, nice pass, but once again, good job by the Dallas defense reading it. By Finney Smith, so good job reading on that one. Luka's got the ball, gives it to Tim Hardaway Jr. Dribble left-handed shot, scoop, no good.
Wow, that was a lot of contact. That looked like maybe a foul to me, but timeout, because they're down again 17 points, guys. They brought that 17-point lead down to 10, but Dallas is having a problem capitalizing off of their defense. They actually playing good defense, but they get that ball and they're not doing anything with it down the other end. So you just can't dig into a lead like that.
My problem with the Mavericks is their shot selection. If you look at Porzingis, he's not attacking He's not only not attacking the basket, but he's settling for 3-point shots. And the thing is, if Luka Doncic is going to be the only player that's impacting your team, what that's going to give the blueprint for the Clippers, because if you're noticing, even though Luka's getting his numbers, he has not been able to get his assist up because of the shot selection of Dallas. And the Clippers are doing a good job staying at home. And when they pass the ball into the paint, the Clippers' hands are ready to strip that ball. So the Clippers are playing very good strategic defense right now. And like D was mentioning, folks, if you can't take advantage of your defensive possessions to try to score, you're going to be in for a long, long night.
That is a fact, man. That is a fact. So I just saved myself from having my screen cut off, Lewis. I was running down on battery there, and I just noticed that. I
Oh,
might
wow.
be lagging a little bit, but yeah.
I would have said, yo, who abducted my partner? What's going on, man?
All right, so Luka brings the ball down, shoots it out on the wing to, looks like, I'm sorry, I don't know who that was that just shot that ball. I think that was Dwight Powell.
No, that was Max Kleber.
Oh, Max Kleber. Okay, is Kleber a 3-point shooter? Because that didn't look like a good shot to me. Paul George with 3 seconds left. Paul George steps back, misses, but nice rebound by Zubac. Passes it back out to Lou Williams, and Williams misses. Looks like Dallas might have smacked it out. Nope, but the referees called to Dallas. They might take a look at this, guys. Now the referees are talking to each other about that. Yeah, it looks like it was off of Luka's hand. Okay.
Wow.
So they do the call.
How about Mo Harkless being alert, though? Give him a lot of credit because that looked like a short pass to Luka, and he just snuck in there and was able to deflect the ball off of him.
Right.
Heads up play.
So Paul George checks out of the game, and Paul George is going to go to the bench and get him a little rest. Looks like Rodney McGruder checked in for him.
And Porzingis with the defensive play takes it right at and gets the foul call on Zubac.
Right.
Heads up play by Porzingis on the defensive end. In Dallas, that's what they need to do. They need to start drawing fouls. But I will say the refs have not made some calls in Dallas's favor, though, because there's been a lot of contact on some of these plays. Just not getting the foul call.
Now, Porzingis is a pretty good free throw shooter, but he takes that first one, and Dallas can't seem to put that ball in the hole, and they're going to have a problem catching up if they're not. I mean, I'm used to seeing Porzingis shoot, pretty decent from the free throw line. He misses the first one, up with the second one, and he drains that. So they do bring it down by 1 point. But, guys, if you notice, that's 4 turnovers, and the Dallas Mavericks couldn't take advantage of any of those. So Lou Williams brings the ball over, crosses up Tim Hardaway Jr. down to the inside, and it looks like Harkless was fouled. Fouled by Kleber. So I gotta learn. Yeah, I gotta learn these young guys because that wasn't Harkless. That was McGruder, I believe. McGruder fouled by Kleber, so McGruder's on the line. He misses the first free throw, guys.
Actually, no. That's Mo Harkless at the free throw line.
That is Mo Harkless. Okay, I thought that was Mo Harkless. Both of these guys got braids in a headband.
And Mo Harkless misses 2 free throws and
misses them both. See if Dallas can capitalize this time because they keep getting in this position, but they can't seal the deal. So Luka dribbles with the step back 3 and off again. Mo Williams with the rebound, passes it off to Kawhi. Kawhi at the wing, slows it down. Waits for some help to get down there. Look like Kawhi is going to drain the clock out.
Looks like about a 3 or 4 seconds from 4 second difference from shot clock to game clock. 5 seconds. Kawhi pulls off a 3 and hits it. He hits. Clippers up 62-43. Luka dribbles down.
So Porzingis comes down court with the long 3 and drains it. Nice shot by Kristaps Porzingis to respond to Kawhi Leonard's three. That was a good way to end this half. Hopefully, the Dallas can find a way. The Dallas Mavericks can find a way to get that ball in the hole. But shout out to Kristaps Porzingis for hitting that three. It's a 16-point lead at the half, guys, 62-46. So I will say this: Dallas actually is. They've been doing a lot better on defense than I expected them to be. But they got to find a way to get that ball in the hole.
No, definitely, that's for sure. So, ladies and gentlemen, wow. The Clippers are up 62-46 at the half. It looked kind of bleak, but big shot by Porzingis to respond on that Kawhi Leonard three, as D was mentioning. It started out as a very entertaining first quarter, but the Clippers kind of took over that second quarter with some sloppy play. And one thing I'm not liking from Dallas, once again, is their shot selection. And if you look at Doncic, he is settling too much for that outside shot. He's got some really nice moves, but he's settling too much for that outside shot, and he's missing a lot. And if you're the Clippers defense, that's exactly what you want Luka Doncic doing, because even though he can hit them, and you always say that you don't, if there's anybody you don't want to get hot, it's Luka. At the same time, though, you can live and die with that because he's not getting into the paint. He's not drawing free throws. His teammates are not getting involved. And it was finally Porzingis got himself a little bit more aggressive. And I want to see more of that in the second half. But Dallas has got to do a better job of getting everybody involved and moving that basketball.
Yeah, that's a fact. So, guys, just to give you an update on the Wizards game, it's 33-37. Surprisingly, the Wizards are hanging in there with the Denver Nuggets, and it's 8 minutes and 22 seconds left in the second quarter of that game. So we'll see how that game turns out. We'll keep you guys posted on that. But to get to this game here, I agree with Lewis. Sometimes when that 3-point shot is not working for you, you have to change it up. Get down in the lane and work that lane, or you can defer to some of your other shooters. You got Kristaps over there, but Dallas just seems to be a little off offensively, and they're not going to be able to dig into that lead unless they can find some type of offensive rhythm. They're doing actually pretty good on the defensive end.
Yeah, now on top of that, if you look at what the Clippers are doing, what I've liked in the last couple of possessions has been their play action, the way they're running their plays. I mean, you got guys that are setting not only solid screens, but they're running their spacing has been much better in this game. And they're doing a very good job of making sure that they're in the right spots. I mean, you even have your bigs in Harrell and Zubac making very good passes to open shooters, and I think that's going to be great, and it's going to pay dividends as soon as they're still trying to get themselves together. And like I said, it's like if they're already showing you signs of what kind of team that they can be, just imagine when these guys are in mid-season form. It's going to be a beautiful thing to watch. And so, ladies and gentlemen, as we do right here on every live stream, which we will be doing, I will be giving you the first half stats from players on both teams and the stats from both teams for the game. So we look at the Clippers. We have Zubac, 6 points and 6 rebounds in 12 minutes of action. Kawhi Leonard with a quiet, solid 13. The Kawhi-minator, as I like to call him. That's my new nickname for Kawhi Leonard. He is the Kawhi-minator. 13 points in 15 minutes with 2 rebounds, 2 assists. Paul George leads all scorers for the Clippers with 17 to 14 minutes. Pat Beverly with 3, Lou Williams with 12, JaMychal Green with 5, Montrezl Harrell has 2, Rodney McGruder has 4. The Clipper bench already has given you 23 first half points, which is, I told you, the Clippers have the #1 scoring bench in the NBA, but the Dallas Mavericks have the best bench plus minus, so the best point differential off the bench. So if we go to the Dallas Mavericks, Dwight Powell's got 5 points in 14 minutes. Luka Doncic has got 15, but he is struggling from the field. What has saved him has been his 11 free throw attempts. He is 11 of 11 from the free throw line. Dorian Finney-Smith with 3 points and 3 rebounds in 17 minutes. And Porzingis has got 8 points. and 7 rebounds. Seth Curry's got 5, DeLon Wright's got 2, and Jalen Brunson has got 2. So let's go to the team stats. We have both teams are not shooting great, but the Clippers are shooting at a better high clip, 41% to 31 for the Dallas Mavericks. We have the Clippers shooting 45% from three-point range compared to the Dallas Mavericks. They've settled for a lot of threes. The Clippers have actually made 4 more threes on the same amount of attempts as the Dallas Mavericks. Dallas has gotten to the free throw line. They're +9. They're 18 of 20 for 90%. The Clippers have missed 5 free throws. If the game is close and the Mavericks can find a way to get back in this game, the free throw line will be a factor. Mark my words when I say that, ladies and gentlemen. It will become a factor. Total rebounds, Clippers are winning by 4, 29-25. And they are killing the Mavericks on the offensive rebounds, which means they're getting second chance points, 13-6. They're sharing the ball, 14 assists to 8. The Mavericks have settled for more outside shots, each team with a block apiece. Clippers with 7 steals in the first half. I can assume if they continue to play defense the way they're playing, they're going to get double digits. And the Mavericks have committed. Whew, D, I know you're going to lose your lunch when you hear this. They have 13 turnovers in the first half to the Clippers 5. And you include that the Clippers are winning the point battle 24-8. And those are your first half stats on the D and Lewis Basketball Live for the Clippers versus the Mavericks.
Now, it makes perfect sense that the score is the way it is, but those stats actually don't represent how this game has been going, because with that being said, in the 13 turnovers, which is kind of sickening, you got to think about something, guys. With the missed shots that the Clippers have, if the Mavericks could have capitalized on a lot of those missed shots, they could be right in this game. They could be right in this game. Chris Stapps and them are doing a pretty good job on the boards. I mean, but again, guys, when you get the opportunity and you're down, you have to drain those shots. I think Luka should pull off of that three-point shot because he's not in rhythm and move the ball around. But that's just a part of being a little younger. Alistair said we made sure to get every last one out of Kawhi. I don't. You know what, Alistair? I love to read your comments, but bro, you got to work on writing this stuff down. So he says we made sure to get every last. I guess that's supposed to say ounce of that knee out of Kawhi.
Okay.
Yeah, but he spelled it ONCE. So.
I get. Oh wait, ONCE. So he was trying to spell once. Okay.
Aunts. Yeah.
Aunts.
Right.
Over there. I mean, they're all French Canadians in Canada. Aunts. Okay. So Omar Page says salute. Shout out to you, Omar Page. Salute, man. You know, welcome. As always, man, appreciate you being out here in the live stream. Mr. D. Holloway, too, says they are losing the 50-50 balls. That's true. That's something that doesn't get talked about in the stat sheet. And it's always those loose balls. Those never show up. It's those, I told you, it's those little things you can impact the game. It never really gets talked about like that. That's very true. What is up, Josh? Mrs. D. Holloway. Gideon says, what did you think of Bill Walton and C. Snapper Jones when they were analysts at NBA on NBC? Well, I remember, as I told you yesterday, NBA on NBC always brought the drama. It brought the storylines. It made you excited for the game. Bill and Steve were a really nice duo. I actually enjoyed listening to them on when they would do games with Marv or whoever the broadcaster was. Those guys. And rest in peace to Steve Snapper Jones, one of the best to ever do it. Entertaining guy to listen to. Josh says, all good here, fam. How about you? And once again, ladies and gentlemen, as D and me have mentioned to you guys, welcome to the live stream. If you guys are pulling up in, or if you guys are listening outside on a radio, if you guys are watching on YouTube, whatever it is that you guys are doing, we appreciate you for just tuning in, listening, or watching the live stream. If you're new to the channel and just happen to view, you need to just do one thing for both of our streams. Let me just pull it up real quick. It's called, let's see if I can find it over here. It's bam, hit the subscribe button and like that video. Share the content on the LBFWN and Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. That is how we do it up in this channel.
I do appreciate that, my man. Yes, hit that like, share this content. And, we're about what, 20 games, 15, 20 games into the season. So Lewis and I are rookies at this too, guys. So we're going to get better and better and better as the season goes along. This is going to be more fun and more fun. I mean, I have fun every night that we watch this. Plus, I get to watch basketball. So I love basketball, but with the boxing content I do, the MMA content I do, and putting up these videos, I'm doing lives, Power of the Mind lives, boxing talk. This I enjoy because we actually get to do these lives and watch the games and kick it with you guys, Toby, Alistair, my man Duck over there, Omar over there, Josh over there.
Right.
Look, guys, this is the great hybrid King got game, Santos over here. We appreciate all you guys giving us your time, man. We do.
Exactly.
We really appreciate it.
So like I said, man, even if you like boxing fans too, man, like I said, man, shout out to everybody on D side of the channel, for pulling up to the live stream, man. And once again, shout out to the dudes over here, Mr. D Holloway too, my man Josh the Goat, Gideon, who's over here, one of my biggest supporters. And like I said, shout out to all my subs, man, who just continue to give me always positive feedback anytime that I make these videos. And even making the video that I made today with Carmelo Anthony. I mean, he had a vicious game, folks, and shout out to him for passing Alex English and is now 18th on the all-time scoring list. For those who said he was washed, he missed a year of basketball and can give you a vintage game. Not only did he have 25 points, he shot 10 of 20 from the field. If you do the math, that's 50%. That's one basket out of every 2 makes if you divide it. And 4 of 7 from the three-point line. So he gave you an efficient game and nearly had a double-double with 8 rebounds, if you include that too. 2 assists, and he had a steal. So his impact was felt on the court, man.
Now, I will say this about Carmelo Anthony. It was a great game, but I put a video up about this. Carmelo is still actually finding his way. A lot of the fans in this day and time, they get lost in the scoring because this league has made it so easy for these guys to score. But when you kind of break down and analyze that game, which I did, Carmelo was actually out of position on quite a bit of plays in that game. Some of those points that he got because he was, actually, I wouldn't call it lucky, but being out of position. He calls Dame Lillard, and we have to understand something. When you have Dame Lillard and CJ McCullough on that floor, that offense runs around those guys. And Carmelo found himself out of position a couple of times on these pick, but there was no roll because Carmelo wasn't in the right spot. He should have been out on that wing. So, he's filling out the Portland offense, and Carmelo's been out for a year, but to be out of position as much as he was in that game and to still find himself with 25 points, that's a hell of a thing to say for Carmelo Anthony. And I do believe that we're going to see bigger and better things for this Portland team as Carmelo, settles into that offense. As we move into the season, that's going to be a pretty special team. And guys, remember, Nurkic is going to be back soon. That's what they're really missing. Nurkic. Hassan Whiteside was off of his injury and he came back. And as you guys can see, they were snagging down more boards. But they've been playing small ball for a while. So when Nurkic comes back, you're going to have those 2 big guys there. And that matters because you can have that 1-2 punch. Nurkic goes on the bench. You can bring Hassan Whiteside in so that you still have that length and he can snatch down those rebounds because second chance points are important. Portland may not lose the games they have lost if they had those second chance points.
No, definitely. And D is right, ladies and gentlemen, because you know why? It does 2 things. Number one, Dame and CJ don't have to carry the load because, as D mentioned, they were playing small ball. So because they were playing small ball, it hurts their defense. And Dame and CJ have to do, once again, they have to take turns in the style of play that they're playing, which is that they don't want to do that. and they're hurting defensively. So when you bring Hassan Whiteside kind of back, and remember, he is a rim protector and he does grab rebounds. And once Nurkic comes back, and like I said, this is why Melo is going to be a very key piece down the line, because he gives them some bench scoring, something that they really haven't had this season either. So he works his way back into shape, and he's still trying to learn the Portland offense while getting himself into basketball shape. It's going to help as we go into the waning moments of the season, right when you go for that stretch run, when you try to make it into the playoffs, because it's pretty much playoff games after that, like when you're trying to jock for position, especially in the dreaded Western Conference. So
all right, guys. So we're back, and Tim Hardaway takes off for the three-pointer, but he misses. Still 46-62. Mo Williams brings the ball back down, and he shoots a three, and he misses. Kristaps Porzingis with the rebound, kicks it off to Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic dribbles around Harkless and fouled. All right, guys. So quick foul on Luka Doncic. It will not be a shooting foul. Loose ball foul, 17 seconds on the clock. And the Dallas Mavericks to pass it in. So the ball passed in to Powell. Powell shoots it at the top of the key to Kristaps. Luka Doncic drives the lane, kicks it out to Hardaway, over to Kristaps for the three. Drains the three, 49-62. So good start by the Dallas Mavericks. Good defense, good offense. They need to keep this up. So Patrick Beverly brings the ball up, dribbles around Doncic, passes it low into Kawhi. Zubac with the ball. Nice layup. And I think that's an and one. So Zubac will go to the line. He drew some contact on that layup. So 64-49. And if he can drain this, he will put it right back up to a 15-point lead, guys.
And I got to tell you right now, I like the fact that Porzingis has come out a little bit aggressive to start the third quarter. He quietly has 11 points and 8 rebounds, and he's definitely going to have to help Luka Doncic, because even though Luka's gotten to the free throw line, Luka is struggling to shoot the ball right now. So it's important he gets aggressive.
No doubt. So Luka has the ball at the top of the key, passes it over to Green, inside to Dwight Powell, quick pass outside to Porzingis for the 15-footer, and Porzingis hits that. So it's 65-51 down to a 14-point game, guys. Patrick Beverly brings the ball up court really quickly to the top of the key over there to Harkless. Harkless over to Paul George. Paul George with the step-back jumper on Powell and drains it. 67-51. Back up to a 16-point lead, guys.
Powell gets into the paint, passes, push it back out, stolen by Harkless. Harkless dribbles right into the paint, scoop layup, and he is fouled. And people have to also remember that Porzingis is also working his way back too. You know, you have to remember that he just came off an ACL injury that he's trying to recover from. So it looks like he's just trying to get off the rust and get his timing back. But I think Porzingis will be a much better player as the season goes along, and he's trying to get his rhythm and timing back. It looks like the foul is on Doncic. And Mo Harkless at the free throw line makes the first one. Clippers up 68-51 in the third quarter. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, like the video as you come in. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to these channels, Speak Your Mind Sports Talk, as we look at Mo Harkless at the free throw line and goes for his second attempt. And he shoots it, and it is good. 69-51 Clippers. Clippers up with an 18-point lead. Dwight Powell inbounds the ball to Luka Doncic. Luka brings the ball up, being guarded by Mo Harkless. Dwight Powell sets the screen, being switched. Beautiful pick and roll, but Dwight Powell, not a good pass by Luka. That was a little too hard. Took away his momentum. George gives the ball to Patrick Beverly. Good pass to Zubac in the paint by Kawhi Leonard, and he scores. And the Clippers are now up by 20. And another timeout by Rick Carlisle.
Great timeout. They started off with 2 good points there. My man G Boogie in the building, D the Godfather Jefferson, and his man 50 grand, the capo Don Luigi. That's what's up. We appreciate you, G Boogie. The best basketball commentary on YouTube. Smash that like button. We appreciate you. Yeah.
Yo, That's what I'm talking about, man. D the Godfather, Luis. I tell you, copy Don Luigi, man. That's what you're gonna be calling us from now on, man. I told you, I'm doing my lives. I'm gonna do my lives more on like that. So expect that name definitely with our nicknames, man. And I appreciate that, man. So shout out to you guys on these and on his streaming channel. Appreciate you.
So, guys, I will say this: being down by 20 points, the Dallas Mavericks are going to have to change some things up. It does look like the Kristaps Porzingis is getting into a rhythm, which they definitely need that. But they need Luka Doncic also to get into a rhythm. Doncic is kind of off today. He's making some off passes. He's missing these 3-point shots. So they're definitely not going to win unless this duo gets into rhythm. So, yeah.
And you know what? I got to tell you this. The Clippers may have found the blueprint to guard Luka Doncic, and you could tell how frustrated Luka has been in this game, especially with the fact that he's been picking up fouls as well. So that's an adjustment that Luka has to learn down the line as he has more experience in the league. I mean, he may even learn it this season, but again, with more experience, he gets down the line. So let's look in the comments. Mavs need to move the ball and find the open man. Shout out to Gideon. Dallas is playing too selfishly. I definitely agree with that, Gideon. You are on point with that comment. That's exactly what I was talking about because they are playing a little too selfish, and I'm really more selfishly speaking for more Luka with a little bit of Tim Hardaway because Tim Hardaway hasn't been a shot selection. He also says, in my opinion, I honestly think the Blazers will make the playoffs. I was kind of leaning towards that, but they still may have an opportunity depending on what they do. I think if they don't make a move, especially to address the fact that they've been playing small ball, then I can see them not making it. But Melo, I think, will help. But I said down the line. And he says Portland doesn't move the ball at all, and they rely too much on ISO ball. Also, the defense is terrible, especially in the paint. I agree with the defense part, but the ISO ball is a result of the lack of size. And, but I do agree with you on that, Gideon. So good point.
So JJ Barea checks in for the Dallas Mavericks. We haven't seen a lot of him this season, but JJ Barea a lot of times brings that movement, that they may need. So Kristaps for a three way off, but rebounded and fouled was Finney down in the hole. So Finney-Smith fouled in the hole. I think he's going to go to the line because it looks like he was trying to put the layup back up. But I will say this again, guys. JJ Barea may bring that extra energy that the Dallas Mavericks need to get into some type of offensive rhythm because they're not going to catch up without it. So Finney hits the first free throw, and they're down by 19 now. So they're going to have to do a lot more, keep defending the ball well and drain these shots. And Finney drains both the free throws. So it's an 18-point lead, 71-53. The Clippers are up. Kawhi Leonard gets the ball, brings it up the court fast right into the chest of Kristaps Porzingis, but he passes it back out to Patrick Beverley at the top of the key. Beverley tries to use the screen. Nice screen and roll, but Kawhi Leonard's tied up quickly, has to shoot it back out to Beverley, and stolen by Luka Doncic. Nice getting in the lane there by Doncic. So JJ Barea is fouled by Patrick Beverley.
And looks like Pat Beverley got him on a tripping foul there. Pat Beverley not too happy. And a little bit of better job with the Mavericks being a little bit more desperate now. You're seeing a little more desperation on their part. So that was a good steal by Luka. But notice D, right before they brought the ball up, that the Mavericks were playing a little bit of full court with the three players right before that. And looks like Beverley is in a bit of foul trouble. That might have been his fourth foul, so he has to take a seat. Lou Williams enters the game. And looks like Barea's got the ball. Nice little pick and pop pass to Porzingis, but his shot is a little bit long. Rebound, Kawhi Leonard. Now Kawhi Leonard brings the ball up. Nice screen by Zubac. Kawhi Leonard shoots the mid-range shot, and he scores again.
So we got it back to a 20-point game. Luka Doncic with the step-back three and off again. Luka's just off tonight, guys, and they're not going to win like that. So Paul George with the rebound brings it up with his own step-back three and rattles around, and it's out on Mo Harkless. So Dallas will get the ball. Luckily for Dallas, because they didn't need to go down by 23 points, and that's a sure thing.
So Barrea's got the ball. Little hesitation dribble. Tries to get it to the paint. Passes it to Porzingis. Good kick out to Tim Hardaway Jr. Shoots a three, and he misses. Rebound, Lou Williams. Brings the ball up. Again, screen by Zubac. Wow, what a clean hit. Lou. Oh, beautiful pass, but Zubac can't hit the layup. It goes in and out. Luka Doncic has got the ball. Spin move. Tries to get to the basket, and he is fouled.
I wonder if Doncic fallen on his arm earlier, because remember he fell on his arm earlier and he just looked like he kind of grimaced there when he came back off that play. I wonder if that's actually affecting the way he's shooting tonight.
It's quite possible, D, because if you look at Doncic, he kind of grimaced as soon as he bumped bodies with Zubac. If you look at his whole hand, his whole left hand was actually, he kind of bumped into him as he tried to get into that foul call. And look, he just missed the free throw just now. So I think it's just starting to affect him. So it might be. So we might have to look forward to that as we watch the rest of the game. And we'll have to see how long he plays depending on if the Mavs can cut into this lead.
Yeah, and so it's a 19-point game, guys. Luka Doncic hit 1 out of 2 threes. Lou Williams brings the ball down, passes it over to Montrezl Harrell. Harrell back to Lou Williams at the top of the key. He has Finney defending him. Finney got his hands on the ball, but Paul George lost it, and Finney picked the ball up. So back out to Luka Doncic. So Luka drives the lane, and he's fouled by Mo Williams, but I think it may have been a loose ball foul on – I'm not sure what happened there. Did you see what happened there? Yeah.
Let's see what happens. Looks like, oh, that's why it's an offensive foul on Luka.
On Luka. They called the hook. Luka hooked him on.
Lou Williams on his back with his left hand.
Right. That was a slick one too, because I didn't even see that. So Lou Williams passes the ball into Kawhi Leonard, and Kawhi travels. So Dallas, they're catching a lot of luck, but again, it seems to be a repeat of the second quarter. They're catching luck and getting the ball back, but they can't capitalize off of it. And if you can't capitalize off these missed shots and turnovers, you're not going to dig into a lead, guys.
Luka's got the ball, goes behind the back, gives it back out to
JJ Barea, and JJ drains the three. Nice shot by JJ. So that's a little light for the Dallas Mavericks, 56-73. But what are you going to do with Lou Williams? That guy is instant offense. So Lou Williams comes back down and scores, drives it right back up to a 19-point lead. JJ Barea dribbles around. Another three by JJ Barea. Okay. I told you, man, JJ can get these guys back into an offensive rhythm. So a 75-59, 16-point lead. Lou Williams brings the ball up, dribbles around the screen set by Paul George, and I believe Tim Hardaway with the foul on JJ Barea. JJ Barea is a very exciting player, man.
He definitely is. Even in that small body frame, like he has the ability to get into the paint. Even at his age, he's still very quick. And D called it, ladies and gentlemen. He told you he was going to have an impact on when he comes in, and he's hit 2 threes. The Mavericks are down 16. And Paul George got the shooter's bounce and roll on that free throw. Who got a technical? Looks like
it was defensive.
Defensive 3 seconds. Okay.
Yeah. So Kawhi Leonard with the turnaround jumper, and he's fouled by Tim Hardaway, I believe. Looks like Luka's trying to call for the foul, but I think that was on Tim Hardaway.
That's interesting because Hardaway was clapping.
I'm way off. It's not Hardaway. Oh, that was kind of a cheap foul there, man. It looked like he got all ball. But Kawhi Leonard is a star, and you know how that goes.
Oh, yeah. and Kawhi Leonard makes the free throw, I bet you a lot of dudes are going to be like, the Clippers got the benefit of the calls. But if you look at the free throws, the Mavericks have got way more free throw attempts than they do. It's just a matter of the Clippers are making more points in the paint. And the Clippers are starting to get the calls in this quarter. That's the difference too, though.
Which is no good for the Mavericks. Okay, so J.J. Barrera brings the ball down, and every time Barrera makes a point, it's like his team does something to let him drive it right back up to 19. So J.J. passes it out to Finney. Finney over to Hardaway. Hardaway with the 15-footer off the glass, and he misses. Montrezl Harrell comes down with the rebound, kicks it to Kawhi. Kawhi over to Lou Williams. Lou Williams back to Kawhi inside for the dunk. So it's up to a 21-point lead, guys. 21-point lead. Tim Hardaway drives the lane for the layup. Nice drive by Tim Hardaway to bring it back down to a 19-point lead, 80-61. And I think we're going into commercial, guys.
I have not liked the body language of the Dallas Mavericks in this third quarter. For some reason, it started out okay, but it's I can tell they're just settling too much for the jumpers, and it's not falling. And before we continue, we have a little game break. They're showing Washington and Denver. Oh, beautiful pass by Will Barton to Nikola the Joker Jokic. I got to say this about the Denver Nuggets. They're not shooting the ball as well as they have been last year, but they're actually doing well defensively. And the crazy part is they're still 12-3. So just imagine when their offense is going to match their defense. This is with the experience that they've built right now. They have a 64-47 lead at halftime on the Washington Wizards. The Nuggets, I've already said before, I know people still think that they're young and inexperienced, but this is a team you still got to watch out for in the playoffs. They almost went to the Western Conference Finals just last year. So, and they're deep. And Michael Porter Jr. is back, and they're moving him along slowly, like I talked about, D. Like I mentioned before, I said that they have to bring him up slowly. But when he gets right, he is going to be a key piece for them.
So Alistair 49 said Clippers looking good, though. Nice respect to the Clippers, Alistair 49.
Oh, man.
Somewhat of a shock to hear you say that, my man. But, yeah, they are looking pretty good.
The massages came in handy, Alistair. I see that, man. And so I'm positive about the Clippers because he knows number 2 plays on that team.
El Jefe stepped in the building. Salute, double talking D. What's up, El Jefe? This is basketball here. I don't know if you know what this basketball is about. Luka Magic, the GOAT. Yeah, well, Luka's not playing pretty good right now, Jefe, but I really do like Luka Doncic. I think that if he stays healthy and keeps playing the way he has been, not in this game, but, generally he can go down as one of the all-time greats because he's accomplishing a lot at the age of 20. A lot of players have not come and hit the league the way he has. So I'm really impressed by Luka Doncic. He fell on his arm earlier this game, so I really think that that's affecting the way that he's playing offensively. But let's hope that Luka's okay because I see big things for this kid.
Yeah, this just lets you know that players like Luka shows you that the NBA is in good hands in the future.
All right, guys, so we're back. And Lou Will with the ball at the top of the key, passes it into Paul George, drives the lane and hits the layup, 82-61, back to a 21-point lead for the Clippers. 5 minutes and 10 seconds left in the third quarter. Luka Doncic with the ball at the top of the key. Tim Hardaway sets the screen. Luka calling for the screen from Porzingis, doesn't use it, drives the lane himself and takes it all the way to the rack and one. Luka will go to the line. Nice drive and pull by Luka Doncic. He sucked him right in there, drew the contact, and put that layup in. So nice play by Luka, and this is what they're going to need from him to kind of dig back into that lead.
So it looks like the foul was on Montrezl Harrell on that swipe as he drove. Lucas shoots the free throw, gets the bounce, and it is good. And it is back to an 18-point game with 5 minutes remaining exactly in the third quarter. So we have Lou Williams brings the ball up. He is being guarded by Finney Smith. He's dribbling with his left hand, looking, surveying, gives it to Harrell, gives it right back to Lou Will, gives it right back to Harrell. He passed it. He actually had a shot right there. Looks like Magruder passes it back, and we have a turnover and a foul on Mo Harkless.
And for the first time tonight, my man Luis and I are I dead on in the stream.
For what?
We're at the same point in the stream, my man.
And that's going to be the key. And when the streams are naked, are in sync, that makes the commentary even more smooth. So
for sure. So Doc Rivers was complaining about that call, but chill out with that, Doc. I think that was a good call. So Kristaps shoots up the first free throw and misses the free throw. What is going on with Dallas in this offense tonight? All right, guys. So Finney Smith checks out, and I believe that was I don't know who that was that just checked in for him.
Not really sure. I'm about to look at that player. They just showed a graphic. Ooh, and Porzingis misses both free throws. Not a good look if you're trying to cut back into this game. And he's only shooting 71.5% this season. And look, J.J. Barea with the steal. Dion Cole gives it to Porzingis, and he is fouled by Harrell. Another foul on Montrezl Harrell. Poor possession by the Clippers, but much better job defensively by Dallas. Much more active in that possession. Good job by Dallas. Once again, you want to stop the clock to put points on the boards. You want to when you're down by double digits, you want to make the clock your friend, not your enemy. So that's a good job by Dallas being more aggressive attacking the basket.
And I will say this, Kristaps Porzingis is much too tall to be missing that shot like that, man. I mean, that was just almost a perfect dunk. If anything, he could have just laid the ball up, but he can't afford to miss those shots. And that was DeLon Wright that came in for Finney Smith.
Okay.
So Kristaps did hit these, so it's 82-66. Lou Will for the three, and there he is, Mr. Instant Offense, back up to a 19-point lead. You can't leave Lou Will that wide open. These guys have got to get down in there, get that defense in. So J.J. Barea drives the lane, and oh, man, he almost scores on Harold. Harold misses the layup, but the putback by Paul George. My man, Abba Houses just dropped in. Just dropped by to show support. I appreciate that, Abba Houses. So, guys, it's back up to a 21-point lead. Luka with the ball, shoots it out to right for the long three. Kristaps Porzingis with the rebound, almost over the back on Paul George, but he didn't touch him. Good job rebounding that ball by Kristaps Porzingis, and Luka Doncic hits the close shot, so it's 68-87. Nice scoop by Mr. Instant Offense. Man, you just can't stop Lou Williams. Once he gets in the zone, that's going to be bad for Dallas because I don't see them coming back if Lou Williams gets into that zone. J.J. Barea with the step-back shots off, rebounded by Jermichael Green. Paul George with the ball, step-back jumper off, but Montrezl Harrell with the tap, that's off. Luka Doncic with the rebound. Luka's bringing the ball up court. Dribbles on Lou Williams, kicks it over to Kristaps Porzingis. Porzingis drives the lane on Montrezl Harrell and misses the layup. Dallas has got to drain these shots so they can forget about coming back. Paul George with the dribble on Tim Hardaway, double behind the back pass. No look pass to Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl couldn't handle the ball. J.B. Barea brings it up for the layup. Oh, looked like it was blocked by Jermichael Green, a chase down block. Sort of looked like LeBron James there. Paul George with the long two, and that's off. So both of these teams are kind of missing shots. But again, with the 21-point lead, the Clippers can afford to miss shots. And the Dallas Mavericks really need to capitalize off these missed shots. So nice effort to draw the contact on Paul George by Luka Doncic, and he will go to the line to the charity stripe for 2.
Very smart. And on that last play that Lou Williams drove that ball to the basket, he caught the Dallas defense sleeping because they were trotting back. And the minute he saw he just seeped he crossed through the seams and got into those little gaps. And I asked myself, I was like, how do you guys just let him just get to the basket like that without any resistance? So that was not a good job. And Luka Doncic misses his second free throw of the game. But at the very least, Luka Doncic has made a lot of free throws in this game. I believe he's 14 of 16 now, whereas Porzingis has missed 4 free throws. So he's got to get a better job of knocking his free throws down.
And I really believe that Luka Doncic's arm was affected. So Luka shoots the second 3 and drains it. So it's back to a 20-point game, guys, and 1 minute and 50 seconds left in the third quarter, and that is not good for the Dallas Mavericks. Missed the offense with the lob to Montrezl Harrell for the dunk. 22-point game, guys.
They're just getting beat on pick and rolls. They're not doing a good job of getting back, and these guys are getting easy baskets. The Clippers are killing the Mavericks in the paint, so which tells you that their interior defense is not that good. And and if you notice, Porzingis is relegated to the perimeter a lot, both on both ends of the floor.
So Seth Curry, Steph's brother, with the 3, and Lou Williams with the fake, drives inside, misses the shot. Montrezl Harrell with the tap, that comes off. Dwight Powell with the rebound, kicks it out to JJ Barea. JJ with the 3 of his own and drains it. And JJ is trying hard to get these guys back in. So it's a 16-point game, almost stolen by the Mavericks. And then Dwight Powell does come up with the ball, kicks it back out to JJ Barea. He'll bring it down court. So JJ finds number 30 over in the corner for the drive to the lane. He misses the layup. They got to drain these shots, man. So Magruder brings the ball up. Lou Williams with the pass inside to Montrezl Harrell for the dunk. Back up to a 19-point lead, guys.
They continue to get beat on the pick and roll. They have not done very good on their pick and roll coverage. That has to get better if they're going to get back in this game. You can't trade baskets with the Clippers. And look, they're outscoring them. They're plus 21 in the paint, 40-19. So we got Barea with the ball.
Oh, nice move by JJ Barea on Montrezl Harrell. So Lou Williams with the ball. Long 3 by Lou Williams and off the mark. So, guys, I will say this, and I said this when JJ Barea checked into the game. JJ Barea is the kind of guy that will incite the team to kind of get them back in him and drive, that momentum to the other side. And he actually did a good job, but his team didn't pick up. They didn't pick up because if you pay attention, JJ brought that lead down to 16 points twice. No, I think 3 times, right, Louis?
Three times.
3 times he brought it down to 16, and then they got the ball, but they couldn't capitalize off of it. So you're just not going to win like that. But JJ, he came and did what he was supposed to do. When you look at JJ Barea, he's not as effective as Lou Williams. But he is that kind of player that will come off the bench, give the team that spark, and, can get them back in the game. What you think about that, Louis?
No, and if you didn't see the graphic, it said he had 10 points in that third quarter. So it tells you the impact that he had in the game. So like D was saying, he may not be the scorer that Lou Williams is, because Lou Williams, he's a walking bucket of 30. And he could probably, times could even get you 40. And Lou has even had a 50-point game. But best believe that you're going to get the best anytime JJ Barea is in the game. He'll have those games where he'll give you 10, 12, 14, maybe even 16 points in a quarter. And look what he did for the Dallas Mavericks. If it wasn't for him, the Mavericks will be down by anywhere from like 25 to 30 points. Right now, it's a respectable 15-point game right now. So it tells you that they still have a chance to get back in this game.
Yeah. So I really don't, not to be a naysayer but they just cannot seem to find an offensive rhythm. And what we gotta realize is that Paul George, he's not even landing shots. Kawhi Leonard's playing minimal minutes. But if those two are to come in and take off on their own right, then I can see this getting a lot worse. I can see this game actually getting a lot worse because one thing's for sure, Lou Williams is going to be Lou Williams. And that's for sure. So Dallas, they're going to have to find a way to get their offensive rhythm going or they're not going to climb back into this game. Sorry to say. But if this is a preview of what we have in the playoffs, this kind of seems like a 4-2 game. What you think, Lou? A lot worse. Oh, sorry, I got some feedback there. There it is. Sorry, guys.
Nah, it's all good. Yeah, I hear you. No, yeah, I haven't been impressed with their rhythm. I've not liked the way that they have played offensively. I think that part of the problem is that they, to me, get into these selfish habits where the way they need to play is to be playing hero ball, and that's what I'm looking at when I'm looking at Dallas right now. So they're trying to make their offense trying to predicate to play their defense, and it's like the old saying, you gotta get stops first in order to convert those opportunities. Get yourself some easy ones when your shots aren't falling. But I feel like some of these guys have got to learn. This is where IQ is very important. And like I said, learning how to play as a team. And to me, even though they're winning, it's going to take them some time to really learn on how to win. So they're going to win some games because they got talent. But it takes more than talent to win in this league. And that's something that they're still, to me, kind of going through. And like I said, you got some guys who have had some injuries that they're coming back from. But it's a matter of when to shoot, when to pass, playing together on both ends. And that's when you're really going to see the best of the Dallas Mavericks, because I feel like they're just playing on talent alone. And like I said, Luka's got to learn it, because he kind of does remind me of LeBron James in the sense of when he drives the ball and he kicks it out. He does give me a little bit of a reminder in terms of playing LeBron like that. But I haven't liked the way that they played. And they can definitely for sure, work on moving the ball a lot better. So it looks like the game is back on. We are in the fourth quarter, but my stream is out. It's buffering again. So let me just reload it real quick.
Yeah, I think that happened to both of us at the same time.
Look at that.
I'm reloading mine as well.
All right, so Harold's got the ball, and he scores in the paint, and the Clippers once again are back up by 20. And I missed the score because they had scored on the previous possession, so the lead is already back up to 20, just like that.
Wow.
So Brunson's got the ball, and it looks like it went off of Cleveland. No, it's a Dallas basketball. Seth Curry in the game. That's right. Doc's stepson. Brunson with the inbound. He gets the ball back. Guarded by Lou Williams. Beautiful move on the spin move, but shot is a little bit long. And the rebound, as soon as I say rebound, it once again buffers. Looks like it froze.
So I got it from here. Kawhi Leonard's coming down with the ball. And I guess that could be NBA because we have two different streams. Sometimes that happens, guys. We do apologize, but if it's from the NBA streaming, we might catch a problem. But it's still 97-77. Kawhi Leonard.
And it looks like we got a timeout right now.
Yeah, back on a commercial break. So But there was no scores, still 97 to 77, 20-point lead. And, like I was saying, guys, during the halftime, Dallas they have to find a way to get into an offensive rhythm, or they're not going to have any chance of winning this game.
And it's been pretty ugly, as D has kept mentioning it all night, and he's been right on the money in everything that he has mentioned about the Mavericks. I have not liked their shot selection. It definitely could be better, and it is killing them in this game. A lot of long jumpers, not enough attacking the basket. Now, even though JJ made his jump shots and they were kind of desperation to get some energy back into the game, Dallas has done a poor job of moving the basketball, and they've been kind of selfish with the shot selections that they continue to take. And when you bail out the defense by not moving the basket, you have to make the defense move their feet when you're on offense, because it's about execution. You have to execute. That's why it's when you game plan, you have to try to follow the game plan. And if they try to take it away, you try to make. That's why it's called making adjustments. You didn't play well in the first half. What did you do wrong? See if you can adjust. And if you don't adjust, then it's obviously going to be one of those nights, because all teams go through it, obviously. But it's when there's something that you can change and you can try to control, but you're still doing the same thing, you're not going to be able to win against a team that's actually doing the things that is giving you problems. Like, one, your perimeter defense has not been good. No adjustment there. Bad shot selection. No adjustment there. As D was talking about. And that's why you make it pretty ugly, and you make it a lot harder when you get into these bad habits that right now that the Dallas Mavericks have. And we are still on commercial break. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we always say, and let me give a shout out to my man Anthony L in the building. He wanted to show some love. Keep up the good content, fellas. Anthony L, as always, dude, I appreciate you, man. And who is this LBFWN guy? Oh, wait, that's me. He says, shout out to everyone coming through, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you, man. Sorry, Luigi couldn't make it in the live stream, but he'll definitely be on the one on probably, Friday or so. You never know.
All right, guys. So we're back in the game. Jermichael Green brings the ball up, passes it over to Kawhi Leonard, and off with the 3-point shot. So here's Dallas' chance again to get back into this game. Dwight Powell over to that
looks like
5.
No, Anthony Smith.
That's White.
Okay,
DeLon White.
DeLon Wright. Okay, there we go.
So Powell with the pump fake on Kawhi and pulls that was nice. It was not the pump fake, but the double pump on Kawhi. He draws the contact and gets the layup. So that's a potential 3-point play for Powell. And this is what they need, guys. And he's gonna have to convert this which he doesn't, but it's 97 to 79. Flip scores. Take over, Lewis. I think mine just
went out as soon as you said yours.
Yours buffered as well?
Yeah, mine just went out. Let me try to reload it again. See if it comes back. Okay, and as I said that, I missed the Clippers possession. It looks like Jalen Brunson got fouled, and he is headed to the free throw line, or unless the ball went out of bounds. Let's see. No, it looks like it's a side out of bounds, so that's probably what it was.
So Brunson with the pass into Kiba. Kiba over to Dwight Powell. Dwight drives the lane and scores, and another 3-point play by Powell. Okay, this is what the Dallas Mavericks need to do to get back in it. So, guys, it's down to a 14-point lead. I'm sorry, 16-point lead, but Powell's going to the line for the free throw.
And ladies and gentlemen, didn't I mention at the very onset who fouled Dwight Powell? Ivan Zubac. It's not meaning anything right now because they're up 16, but it's going to mean something if the Dallas Mavericks can get themselves into single digits. So keep an eye on that as we go through this game in the last 8 minutes and 54 seconds in the fourth quarter. So Magruder
and Beverly checks out, and Paul George and Lou Williams checks in. I think that their coach is not trying to let Dallas get back into the game if he brings all that power back in.
Yep.
So Kawhi Leonard with the long three and draws the contact on Brunson. Wow. So I think Kawhi will go to the line for 3 shots. That's
not a good foul by Brunt. Not a good foul by Brunt.
No, he should have just backed up off him. That was a bad shot by Kawhi Leonard, and he didn't need to touch him there.
Well, the contact was minimal, but once again, you cannot make even the slightest contact on the offensive player, especially when they're in their shooting zone. So if you try to end up in their shooting spot, especially with your hands up, 9 times out of 10 they will always call a foul on that and protect the shooter. If this is what the league is, especially in today's game, they will protect the shooter.
And then for a 3-pointer, that's just really bad. So it's back up to a 17-point lead, 99-82. Kawhi is up to shoot the 3rd free throw. And he drains it. So it's back up to an 18-point lead right when they bring it down to 15. It's just like I said, they cannot find an offensive rhythm and keep themselves in this game. So Brunson with the floater and his miss, Dwight Powell with the defense almost came up with the steal, but he didn't get it. Lou Williams missed the automatic offense, dribbles down into the lane, back out on the wing. Lou Williams with the step back 3, misses the shot. Keeper down with the rebound, kicks it over the right to Brunson at the top of the key. Brunson kicks it back to right, back to Brunson at the top of the key. Brunson with the 15-footer and drains it. 16-point lead, 100-84, 7 minutes and 50 seconds left on the clock. Kawhi Leonard dribbles into the lane, almost gets the ball stolen. Luckily, he gets it back. Patrick Beverly with the step-back jumper and miss. Zubac all over the floor, but to no avail. All right, Brunson passes the ball into White. White all the way to the rim. Back to Brunson. Brunson to the rim, passes it to White for the layup. This is a good score. That's what Dallas needs to do. So it's down to a 14-point lead, guys. Timeout call. Dallas trying to make a little run there. So it doesn't look like it helped out by bringing Paul George and Lou Williams in. I was pretty interested to know what it would look like with all 3 of those guys on the court, because that's a lot of offense, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, and Lou Williams. But to be perfectly honest, they don't seem to be in the right sets. And that was the thing that I was talking about concerning Kawhi Leonard, Lewis. Just because you have all that offense on the court, you still have to be in the right offensive sets. And that's what just happened right there. Lou Williams and Paul George kept finding themselves in the wrong position. So people, a lot of these fans think because you have all this offense on the court that, you're just going to take off and score all these points. They still have to play their position, because their strategies, they move around that court in a certain way for a certain reason. And if you're out of position, you can be defended easier. That's the thing. You can be defended easier because you're not spreading the floor the way you need to.
Well, quite honestly, I think it's really going to depend on what type of lineup, because I think Doc Rivers is still trying to tinker with that too, like trying to figure out what's the best lineup, at the end of games. And I think, as you mentioned, I think it does kind of, because it does kind of bad in terms of their spacing for one. And then also you want to have a good mix. You don't want to have too much offense on the floor, because you got to be able to stop teams. Even though you have 2 defensive Dobermans in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, it would help to have even a 3rd defender. So I think Pat Beverly being in there is it's key. It's key to have him there. But like I said, you got 3 guys who can take the last shot in Lou Will, Paul George, and Kawhi Leonard. So that's actually a good problem to have.
Yeah. That's for sure. Because all of those guys can put the dagger in you. All three of those guys. Well, that's a sure thing. So I agree with you there.
So there's JJ Barea talking to Courtney Lee. Looks like we are
I
back.
haven't seen much of Courtney Lee this season.
Oh, we haven't. I just wonder what his role is going to be on this team if he's haven't really seen much of him. So right now it is 186 in favor of the Los Angeles Clippers. 7:28 in the fourth quarter remaining. Shot clock at 24. Clippers with the basketball, and the ball was just inbounded from Pat Beverly to Lou Williams. This is a very interesting lineup, as D mentioned. So Kawhi Leonard's got the ball, palms it. Lou Williams sets a screen between two defenders. Kawhi Leonard, beautiful spin, posts up, beautiful footwork, gets into the paint, step through shot, and rattles it in and scores. Beautiful, nice shot by Kawhi Leonard. Did you see the footwork on that possession?
Footwork by Kawhi Leonard. Nice footwork. And, you know, Kawhi took it all on himself there. I mean, he had Lou Williams open at the 3-point line.
And great defense by Paul George on the deflection. Kawhi Leonard, ooh, beautiful spin by Kawhi. Beautiful, nice dribble exhibition. Great zip pass by Paul George. And they call it offensive foul on Pat Beverly and throws his hand in disgust. Not happy with the call.
Well, that's what Pat Beverly does. He always does that, but that was clearly an offensive foul. He dipped his shoulder and Powell was in position, so
right.
Good call. And Dallas just throws the ball away, and they just can't afford to do that. Kiva, there's no way he could get to that pass unless he was, you know, I don't understand that pass.
Dallas is not paying attention to detail. You could clearly see that they're out of whack.
He would have to be Reed Richards to get to that pass.
So you need those elastic hands, man.
Right.
At the very least, Mr. Incredible.
So Kawhi with the mismatch on JJ Barea, and he uses it. Oh, nice defense by Kiva just to keep those hands straight up on Paul George. Barea gets the ball, passes it over to Wright, and Wright loses the ball, and that's going to be a clear dunk by, oh, well, maybe not. I think that's actually a good foul by Dwight Powell to not give Paul George that easy shot. But with 6 minutes, guys, look at this defense by Kiva. Nice defense on Paul George. Paul George cried, but he was just standing there straight up.
No, that's a good no call. Good defense by Cleveland. And a good solid foul by Dwight Powell. No intent there, just trying to prevent him from not making the shot.
Right. And I think that was a good foul because, you know, again, like you already got Kawhi that's pretty much in rhythm. And if you look at Kawhi, it looked like he was hobbling a little bit.
Yeah, he is hobbling. You can tell. Yeah, he is hobbling.
I will tell you one thing. That's not a good look, man. This early in the season and with all of the rest he's been taking, for him to be hobbling like that. All right, guys, so it's back to an 18-point lead, 104-86, 5 minutes, 53 seconds left. JJ Barea with the ball crosses over on Kawhi Leonard, but Kawhi Leonard stays firm, plays good defense. Kawhi with the spin move, turnaround jumper, and in and out for Kawhi. JJ with the ball, passes it over to Luka Doncic. Luka passes it to Kristaps. Kristaps short on a three-pointer. I'm surprised they didn't call a foul there on Finney Smith.
That's
kind of crashed into the back of Paul George. So Kawhi with the ball again, pulls up for the jumper, misses. Montrezl Harrell with his hand on the ball to get it out to Lou Williams. Good knockout by Montrezl Harrell. Kawhi again with the pull-up jumper and drains it this time. Kawhi has those long arms, man. All right, so Luka with the ball. Drives it into the lane, shoots it across court to Finney Smith, back over to Hardaway, up to Luka, and Luka with the air ball. And I do believe when he fell on that arm earlier, it's affected his shot, guys. It's a 20-point game, 86 to 106, 4 minutes, 43 seconds left in this game. Nice save by Luka Doncic to get it in to Finney. Tim Hardaway Jr. brings the ball down the court, got it on the left wing, almost loses it. Paul George to defend. Hardaway looking for some help, passes it over to J.J. Barea. Barea on Lou Williams, I think, is a mismatch, and Barea right into the lane. Lou Williams he's not defensive enough to stick with Barea. As soon as Barea got on him, I felt like that was a mismatch. All right, so Kawhi Leonard with the ball on the wing, dribbles in on Luka Doncic, turnaround jumper, and drains it. Nice offense and turnaround jumper by Kawhi Leonard. Back to a 20-point lead, guys. Barea brings the ball down, kicks it over to Porzingis, uses the screen, three-pointer by Barea off. Kawhi comes down with the rebound. So the Clippers can extend the lead to 22 or 23 at this point. With 3 minutes and 33 seconds left, it's far cry that the Mavericks will get back in it. Kawhi with the pass into Montrezl Harrell. Harrell fouled by Kristaps Porzingis. So Harrell will go to the line for 2 points. And it's looking pretty grim for the Dallas Mavericks, guys. I'm not sure if they'll be able to get back in this. But you never can tell. 3 minutes, 27 seconds is still some time on the clock, with the way these three-pointers go. But Dallas just can't seem to get into an offensive rhythm, so it doesn't seem like this is a comeback-worthy game. Montrezl Harrell hits the first free throw, so that's 21-point lead. So my man Lewis is over there checking out some stats for you guys. I know that's what he's doing.
That's right.
It looks like Paul George just checked out of the game.
And if you're the Dallas Mavericks, this is a disappointing effort on the part that there are some things that they could have done much better. And it looks like, as Dee said, Paul George is coming out of the game. And ladies and gentlemen, I will be looking at the complete stats. Clippers are up 110 to 88 by 22 points. And what's crazy is both teams have not hit a three-pointer in this fourth quarter. So both teams have not hit a three. And that's another thing. Dallas has been hurt by their inability to hit from the three-point line, which the Clippers have taken advantage of.
And dunked in the hole by Montrezl Harrell. I didn't mean to cut you off. So that's extended to a 24-point lead, and we're going to commercial now, guys.
And with 3 minutes left in the game, this looks like that this could be the back burner for the Mavs. It looks like they might not come back from this, especially because they haven't hit shots all night. They've tried to get it from the free throw line, but every time they take it, they give it right back to the Los Angeles Clippers. So they've been able to take away the momentum that they once were trying to garner. And it's caused them to be down by 24. And ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Kawhi Leonard. He has 28 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. He's playing really well. But like Dee mentioned, I am worried and concerned on that knee of his because he came out gimpy and started limping on that knee when he was with Montrezl Harrell at the free throw line. So that's something that we have to look forward to during the season. It's something that we have to watch with a very careful eye on how well is that knee going to hold up, even with load management. Because if you're load managing and he's still in this kind of pain and he has to deal with this, so you can say you can say what you want, and what matters is they're going to be in the playoffs, but. What happens with that knee in the playoffs? Because you're playing more minutes. You know that he's going to be playing close to 40 minutes, and Doc is going to be playing his guys. So we have to see how that, how his knee holds up in the postseason. It's amazing how he even survived last year, considering the quad injury he had and the knee injury he had also going through those grueling playoffs.
Yeah. And what's interesting is that Alistair said something pretty funny earlier, and I always get at Alistair for hating, but what could be true is when Alistair said that they took every ounce out of that knee
Hmm.
that they could. You know what I mean? Because that knee is giving him problems clearly in this game. You know, and any and everybody knows to make a playoff run that it's gonna take a lot out of you. So it was pretty, funny what Alistair said, but to think about it literally, he may have a point there. Maybe they did take a lot out of that knee.
Hey, but you know what? Kawhi Leonard then at some point should consider going to Germany then and get the what is it that I forgot that German what is it, the blood work that they do on your knee, that they are able to infuse new sets of blood into the knee when you have any type of knee injury. I forgot what they call it. But hey, listen, Kobe was able to do it. Tracy McGrady, to an extent, did it. Was able to play for a little bit. So I think Kawhi Leonard needs to do. I think it's called. If I'm not, is it angioplasty? I could be wrong in what pronouncing, but if he needs to do that, I mean, try to see if he can even get that done, and we'll see if if that'll help him with the knee. It's important.
Oh,
Sorry.
I guess what we have here is not football, but we can call it the 2-minute warning. And with Dallas being down by 20 points, there is no chance of a comeback here. They've actually taken the starters off the court, and we're watching the rookies play now. So we can kind of talk about the game, guys. I'll keep you posted on the score, but this is pretty much a Clippers win. Dallas just couldn't find a way to get back into this game. The Clippers took a lead late in the second quarter, right, Lewis? It was late in the second quarter. They took about a 14-point lead, and Dallas just couldn't find a way to get back in this game. Luka Doncic fell earlier in the game on his arm, and to be perfectly honest, I think that may have has something to do with disrupting his offensive play. We didn't see much of Marjanovic in this game, and I think that we won't see a lot of Marjanovic when you deal with teams like, say, Boston or Portland or the Clippers, because they're faster teams. This guy's not really quick. And
Right.
But when you deal with these lengthier teams, maybe like the Bucks or the Lakers, then you may see more of Marjanovic on the court, because he doesn't have to be as quick, and then they want to kind of battle length for length. But they really had nothing for the Clippers tonight. That's my take
No.
on this game. They didn't have anything for the Clippers tonight.
No, and look at the score, folks. Dallas is arguably not going to even crack 100 points. And when we talked about the way that this league is, and Adam Silver, especially with the fans, they love to see the offense score a lot of points. That's what gets exciting when you see a lot of these 130, 140 type of games. I'm actually not a fan of those games, to be honest with you, because it just lets you know that defense isn't being played in this game. And it's one of the things I actually miss. But it depends on what the person likes in terms of what style of NBA play do they like. I'm just a fan of that more grinded out, executing type of offense. That's the type of offense I grew up watching. That's the type of offense that I grew up playing. So I appreciate those things. And I mean, just like what D said, the Mavericks were really never able to get into a rhythm. Luka Doncic looked like he was affected from the minute that he fell down on his hand in the first quarter. And the funny thing was, it was a competitive game in the first quarter, and we were saying, yo, we're bracing ourselves for a nice playoff game type of game, especially with you have two dynamic duos on opposite teams. But the Clippers took it over. They dominated points in the paint, which means that the interior defense was not good. They allowed way too many offensive rebounds, so the Clippers were getting second chance points that were getting killed there. The Clippers made more three-pointers, so it just lets you know that Dallas' shots were not falling. But Dallas did a poor job of moving the basketball, and they never could take advantage off of some of their good defensive plays. So all in all, it wasn't that they weren't ready for this game. They just really didn't have it right after the first quarter. The Clippers just pretty much took the game over, and whatever little momentum the Mavericks had, they would either give it away or the Clippers would just pretty much just put the hammer on them. And looks like we have 5.7 seconds left. This is
Yeah, and so coincidentally, Lewis said that they probably won't hit 100, and with Marjanovic just hitting that second free throw, guys, they have 99. So he called it right there. They did not hit 100. 114 to 99. Um, Very convincing win by the Clippers, but I am kind of concerned with Luka Doncic and Kawhi Leonard. Both of these guys may have faced some type of injury, but we know that Kawhi is dealing with that knee. But Luka might have actually faced an injury on that arm.
No, yeah, man. And we might have to look into that injury to see how it is for the next couple of games. If he may need an MRI, if he may need X-rays, just to see if there's nothing. No, you want to check to see if there's any ligaments. I mean, they haven't really talked about the injury, but that's a kind of injury that might linger for the next couple of games. So we have to keep stay tuned to see, what their schedule is like and how Luka will play through that. And this is a learning experience for the Mavericks. Look, this is the first time that they're playing, they're winning games right now. Look, if you look at the Western Conference, and I'm actually going to pull up some stats right here, for you guys. Once again, if you haven't done so yet, as I keep putting on the banner right here, make sure you do that right on the screen if you haven't done that yet, and make sure you do that for Dee's channel on Speaking My Sports Talk. Hit the subscribe button, like the video, and share the content. We are doing basketball live. We have just finished with tonight's game, and the Clippers win 114-99. So it was a wire-to-wire victory for the Los Angeles Clippers. So shout out to them. They now move to 13-5, ladies and gentlemen. They are 13-5, while the Mavericks move to 11-6. And I'm actually going to pull up the NBA standings right now just to see where teams are in both conferences right now. So if we look, we could start off in the West since we did a West game tonight. So we have the Lakers. They are owning the league, not by much, but still they have the best record at 15-2, 8-1 at home, 7-1 on the road. The Denver Nuggets, who are not at peak performance yet, are 12-3 in the dreaded West. They are 12-3. The Clippers are the third spot at 12-5. There was a three-way tie for third place between them, the Rockets, and the Utah Jazz. And now with the Clippers winning their game, they just moved into solely for third place. Mavs are now 11-6. So now they're tied with the Rockets and the Jazz. There's a three-way tie for 11-6 at 11-6 for the 4th, 5th, and 6th spot. And then the Timberwolves and Suns round off the top 10. The top 8, I'm sorry. The Timberwolves 9-8, and then the Suns are at 500. And then you have the Sacramento Kings, who are 7-9, just out of the bubble. And what's so crazy with them is they're only 7.5 out from the number 1 spot. So that's why these losses are very, very critical in the West. And then if we go to the East,
before you run to the East right quick, let me say this. This is a stat here that will show you guys just how out of sync the Dallas Mavericks were on offense tonight. Well, Luka Doncic had acquired 22 points, okay? Kristaps Porzingis had 15, and Dwight Powell had 10. So these guys played most of the game. But you look at J.J. Barea and Seth Curry, who didn't really play much minutes. Seth Curry had 13 points, and J.J. Barea had 12. So that just shows you how much the starting five was out of sync tonight, because J.J. Barea and Seth Curry didn't even play that much. And you're just not going to beat a team like the Clippers being that far out of sync on the offensive side. I mean, it's like, like Marv used to say, they can't buy a bucket. You know what I mean?
Yep. And before I get to the Eastern Conference standings, just to kind of update you guys on what's going on in the NBA in terms of team record-wise, to add to Dee's point, your starters have to be your table setters. They set the tone for how the game is going to go. I mean, your bench is going to contribute an impact because remember, these two benches are first and third in points off the bench in the NBA. And I'm going to bench plus minus in the league at 5.4.
Wow, I didn't even know that.
The Clippers are third at 3.4. But the Clippers have the better overall bench because they're number one in scoring and they're number 3 in points and bench plus minus. And Dallas is third in points per game off the bench, but they're first in bench plus minus. But the key thing is the starters, the difference was the starting lineup in the starters because we already know what you're going to get from both benches. But the starting lineup from the Clippers was much better than the starting lineup for Dallas in today's game. And like D mentioned, it just lets you know how Seth Curry and JJ Barea were more effective in less time compared to the starting lineup. And so let's get to the Eastern Conference standings real quick. Ladies and gentlemen, and this is why I have to also give a shout out to Giannis Antetokounmpo. He had 50 points last night in the game he played last night. So shout out to Giannis Antetokounmpo. And he's doing this without his all-star running mate Chris Middleton, who's out 6 weeks with a thumb injury. The Milwaukee Bucks have the best record in the Eastern Conference at 14-3. The Celtics have had a little bit of a slide, not much, but just a tad. They are 12-4. But this is where it gets interesting. So remember I told you that in the Western Conference you have a three-way tie? In the Eastern Conference, seeds 2, 3, and 4 are tied at 12-4. The other two teams, the Miami Heat, and for the love of sports, as D likes to say, Alistair Massage Parlor's 49ers Raptors are 12-4. Would you look at that? And I got to give Alistair credit on this aspect. The Raptors are better than we actually thought. And to be honest, I didn't think the Raptors would be playing this well. Now, they have played some easy teams in terms of their schedule, and they've played some tough ones because they did beat the Lakers on a Sunday night.
Right.
But we have to see how far this Raptor team goes. But I will say that they've played much better than I thought. And they have a 90s style of team. Well, if you had included Kawhi Leonard, I would have said that the Raptors remind me of a 90s basketball team in terms of how they play and how they're constructed too. Like it's not a lot of star power. It's really like one star with really good players who know their role. And if you also look at the 5th seed, Philadelphia to me has to be the most disappointing team in this Eastern Conference, especially with the fact that if you looked at last game, they lost to Toronto with Joel Embiid going scoreless. He scored no points, folks, and the Sixers didn't even crack 100 points. And they're the most disappointing team of the bunch right now. I'm not seeing a Philadelphia team that's supposed to be showing their depth, even though we're still early in the season. And look, the Indiana Pacers are 6th at 10-6. Brooklyn is starting to play better. They're 9-8, and this is without Kyrie Irving. And the Magic are in the 8th spot at 6-10. They're the only team that's under 500 at the 8th spot, while all the other spots, the Suns have an even 500 record. And shout out to the Phoenix Suns for playing well as they have, this season, and Minnesota as well. And so those are your.
I want to say this, man, because when we were over on the live earlier before the season started, I said two things. One, the Indiana Pacers and the Boston Celtics. Now, I told He Knows the Sports to look out for these teams. But look at the Boston Celtics sitting at that 2nd seed and the Indiana Pacers sitting at 6th seed, but no Oladipo. So when you throw Oladipo back in the mix of that, this Pacers team, let's still watch out for these guys. Also, I think that it's a tie. I would say it's a tie with disappointing teams, Lewis. The Nets and the Sixers are both extremely disappointing at this point because I expected both of those teams to be up in the top 4, to tell you the truth. If you think about it.
Well, to be honest with you, D, the Sixers actually started off like they were going to be a top 3 seed. The problem is some of the teams that they've lost to, they should have beaten because they've had a relatively easy schedule. Just like some of the other teams in the league. Uh, and if you look at how the Lakers have gotten off to a good start, they've had an easy schedule. But the Sixers should have took advantage of their schedule. And like I said, losing to Toronto the way they did last night, there's no excuse for Joel Embiid to go scoreless like he did in that game. And I just look at the Sixers team; they kind of have a bad fit. First of all, they have 3 big contracts with Tobias Harris, Ben Simmons, and who's the other one? Ben Simmons, Tobias Harris, and Al Horford. There you go. So they have contracts, and the issue is that that's a team that's not. They don't really have spacing, or they don't really have shooting, and they don't really have depth. So I thought that I was looking at their starting lineup, and I said, man, they're going to compete. But when you look at their team, part of the problem is Ben Simmons has not shown me that he's taking that next step through 17 games right now. And that's concerning. And Embiid is shooting way too many threes for somebody who should be on the low block. And that's not a good thing neither. So I just feel like the pieces don't fit on this team right now. And they have time to turn it around. But they have been the most disappointing. And then with Brooklyn, their issue really more so is that Kyrie, to me, is in that Kobe Bryant phase where he's just trying to make sure that he jacks up a lot of shots, make sure that he gets it out of his system, and trying to prove to people that what happened in Boston isn't what's going to happen in Brooklyn. So he's really trying to put a lot of pressure on himself to take that leadership role. And we've said before that Kyrie has a team. He just has to continue to try to play team basketball and play within the offense. If he does that, he doesn't have to do so much, but he's been doing a lot for this team. And it's part of the reason why they're not playing well. And their defense hasn't been good. Brooklyn's defense has not been great. They could be better. So that's why they've been disappointing as well. And I do agree with you on that, D. And I'm glad you brought Brooklyn up because I feel like that they right now could be better considering, they've lost to some teams that they should have beaten too. They had a loss earlier this season against Memphis, and if you look at that game was in the 130s. Brooklyn was not playing well defensively, so I agree with you, bro. Brooklyn, they should be better than what their record shows.
One more thing I wanted to say too, when we were over there, I said that we may be in the next few seasons seeing a power shift as far as the conferences. And I know this is early in the season, and I don't like to determine a lot of things early in the season. But when you look at that Eastern Conference side and you look at that Western Conference side, we got a lot of teams sitting on 11, 12, and 14 over here in the East. You know what I mean? Yep. And when you look at the Western side, you got LeBron, but you got a lot of teams at 11. So it's just a one-game stretch, but you can see that power gap closing. That power gap is actually closing, because the Western Conference for a while has been, just far better. They've been far better. Right. That power gap is starting to close, and which makes it for a really good playoff. You know what I mean? It makes it for a really good playoff. It adds more suspense to the league, and I think that that's what we need. But the one thing that I wanted to say about the Brooklyn Nets is that if they don't do well enough, then we can't just call them a shoo-in when Kevin Durant comes back. Because if they go down and they're like an 8th-seeded team, or 7th-seeded team that way going into the playoffs, we can't call them no shoo-in when Kevin Durant comes back because we don't know what we're going to get out of Kevin Durant. And say even if he came back full-fledged with the way the Nuggets are playing and the Clippers are playing and a lot of these other teams, they're going to come in and it's going to be a war. The Eastern Conference, like I said, they're looking pretty good. They got the Bucks. It's a shame what happened to Kemba Walker. But he's going to be fine. But hey guys, I think that we might have an exciting playoff, just exciting as it was last season. Like I think we will have a really good playoff at this rate. granted everybody stays healthy.
You know what, D, you brought an excellent point. You know the reason why is because I'm looking at these standings right now, and you know what I realized? That from seeds 1 through 7 in both conferences, the Lakers have 15 wins as the number 1 seed, and then you got the Bucks with 14 wins as the number 1 seed. But if you look at the 7th seed in the West, the Timberwolves are 9-8, and that's the same record that the Brooklyn Nets have in the Eastern Conference at the 7th spot. So
Right.
I think you mentioned something there really could be a power shift, a paradigm. And if you look also, 3 teams in the West have the same exact records, just like the 3 teams in the East, but in the 2, 3, 4 spot. So D, you're on to something, man. I really think that in the next couple of years, we really might see a change in power in conference again.
Yeah.
But what this does show me also is that there's parity, there's a balance in the league. When you see 7 teams in both conferences have just about the same exact record, and what's separating these teams is just by a few games. So the margin is just very small, which tells you that wins are important. It's very important. That you take advantage of these games, because if not, you can really see yourself out of the playoff picture. Or if you're a top seed, you could slip down 3, 4 spots like that.
Really quickly. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed it. This is just the beginning. Lewis and I are gonna come back and every Thursday. Now, Thursday is Thanksgiving, guys. So, what games? Do you know what games is going to be on Thursday?
Actually, there's no games on Thursday. They stopped doing that. So the NBA changed the rules, saying that now, because it's Thanksgiving, players will get to be with their families on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So
well, they didn't stop football on Thanksgiving.
There's a triple header on Thanksgiving. So
right.
But if we look at the schedule, there's actually 8 games on Friday. So we have Celtics and Nets. We have Raptors and Magic. We have Hornets and Pistons, Bucks and Cavs. We got the Sixers and the Knicks. We have the Warriors and the Heat. We have the Pelicans and the Thunder. And then we have the Hawks and the Pacers. I believe those are the only games that are on. Yeah, those are the only games that are on for Friday.
So for this week, do you want to come back tomorrow or do you want to come back Friday? Because we're not going to be able to do Thursday this week. So do you want to come back for the people tomorrow or do you want to come back Friday?
We could come back tomorrow. We just got to look at which game do we want to do. So it depends.
Yeah, let's do that. So everybody, we will be back with Basketball Live, Lewis and D, but tomorrow on Wednesday. But it's only going to be for this week because it's the Thanksgiving holiday, okay? But traditionally, it's going to be Tuesday and Thursday. So what games do we have tomorrow, my man?
All right, so looking at the schedule for tomorrow, and to update the score on the Nuggets and Wizards game before I do that, Nuggets are up by 13, 117-104. They win tonight. They will be 13-3. For tomorrow's games, we got Pistons Hornets, Magic Cavaliers, Nets Celtics in Boston, Kings Sixers. We have the Knicks and the Raptors. Alistair, I know you would get excited for that one. Clippers and Grizzlies. Ooh, here's a good one. Should we do the Miami Heat against the Houston Rockets?
Good game. Let's do that one.
So we will do Miami and we'll do that one. The Lakers play the Pelicans tomorrow. That's AD's first game in New Orleans. So that's another one to look forward to.
What time are those 2 games? Does it give you a time?
Okay, the Heat and the Rockets are at 8 o'clock, so I think that might be an ESPN game. And the Lakers and Pelicans play at 9:30.
Yeah, let's do the Heat and the Rockets.
All right, so we'll do that one. So, ladies and gentlemen, on D's live stream tomorrow on Wednesday, special edition, because it's Thanksgiving week, we will be on tomorrow live. Miami Heat against the Houston Rockets at 8 p.m. So make sure that you are there. Be there, don't be square. And you already know it's going to be fun. We're going to provide the commentary, and it's going to be exciting. So, Jimmy Butler, against James Harden, Russell Westbrook. What do you guys think is going to happen in that game? We don't know. And this is what we're going to do. We're going to bring you different games that we think is going to be a fun matchup, and we're going to try to bring different players and not try to do the same old thing unless if those, again, if the marquee matchup has got the players that, you end up liking. So let me see. So definitely, we will definitely do that game tomorrow for sure on that special.
All right, guys. So for everybody that checked in over here at Speaking Mind Sports Talk, Lewis and I appreciate you guys coming through. And you guys know how I always end it here. So I'm going to end it here first, and then we'll go over to Lewis' channel and end it. But Lewis, you have anything you want to say to the people over here on Speaking Mind Sports Talk?
To the people that Speaking Mind Sports Talk, I want to say thank you guys. Thank you for showing the love and support to D. I appreciate the Koopy Don Luigi nickname. I told you I'm going to stick that with me. D Godfather Jefferson. And for those who are always showing support on Speaking Mind Sports Talk, I thank you and I appreciate you. And like I said, continue to pull up on these live streams when me and D are doing it, especially when you're streaming it on D's channel, when we do it on mine, or whether I come to his channel and I stream it on mine. It's the same thing. And just again, I appreciate the people who are here on my live stream. And shout out to you guys for coming through. Yeah, like I said,
y'all know how I always end it, and I'm gonna end this here, and we're gonna shoot over to Luis's channel. But for the love of sports, let's talk about it. Peace out. All right, Lewis. So we on your channel now.
That's right. And so what I'm gonna do this one is pretty much, and I'm going to pretty much end it on this one because it is kind of late. And so I got to get ready for some things tomorrow. And I'm pretty sure these got to do some things. So ladies and gentlemen, I got to say thank you from D, the Godfather Jefferson, to Lewis, Koopy Dom Luigi. We say good night.
You just had LeBron the GOAT come in.
And let me make sure that I check on her. And Alistair, we did talk about MB dropping no points against your Raptors. So get confident, get excited, because I know you are gloating about them 12-4 Raptors. They won't win a championship this year, so don't get it. I don't care what the secret weapon is, buddy. I know, unfortunately, Mr. Layla, I wish you was here on the live stream, but if you happen to be free tomorrow, come to the Heats and Rockets game because we will be doing that game tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. And she's got to watch the replay. Make sure you watch the replay because it was a lot of fun doing that. And like I said, we provided some awesome commentary. And like I said, appreciate you guys for coming through. And she says hi and bye. Appreciate you from Lewis and D, man. We appreciate you for even just stopping by. And because I know you wanted to be here. So ladies and gentlemen, we are calling it a night. Thank you for coming through. Lewis and D already always providing the stats, the commentary, the facts, the new Marv Albert and Kevin Harlan. You already know what it is. From D Godfather Jefferson to Lewis, Koopy, Dom, Luigi, Velez in the building. We say good night. And as he says, for the love of sports, we talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, subscribe to both channels. Like the stream, share the content, and you already know my slogan. My 3 L's I like to serve, and I serve them in good health, man. Live, laugh, love. Thank you for watching the video. Shout out to D Jefferson doing the damn thing.
Peace out.
Hope you guys enjoyed the live stream, and we are gone, man. Have a wonderful night, and we will be back tomorrow with another one. Heats versus Rockets, 8 o'clock. Stay tuned. Be there, be square. Have a good night, everybody. Take care. From Lewis and D.